Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon to all the distinguished guests, respected academicians, research scholars, educators, students, and participants joining us from different parts of the world. On behalf of the organizing committee, it gives me immense pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to the day one of today's International Conference on Multidisciplinary Research in Yoga, Music, Health, Culture, Education, and Science. This prestigious international conference is jointly organized by the Social Studies Teachers Forum, Indonesia, Bliss Education Center, Indonesia, Global Forum for Peace and Development, and the Social Science and Management Welfare Association, CEL International. At the outset, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our organizing institutions, collaborating partners, advisory board members, session chairs, keynote speakers, presenters, and participants whose dedication and enthusiasm have made this conference possible. Today's conference brings together scholars and professionals from diverse disciplines to engage in meaningful discussions on some of the most significant aspects of human development and social progress: yoga, music, health, culture, education, and science. These domains may appear distinct, yet they are deeply interconnected in shaping a healthy, knowledgeable, peaceful, and sustainable society. Yoga promotes physical and mental well-being. Music enriches emotional and cultural expression. Health remains central to human development. Culture preserves our identity and heritage. Education empowers individuals and communities. And science drives innovation and societal advancement. Through multidisciplinary dialogue, we can discover new perspectives, collaborative opportunities, and innovative solutions to contemporary global challenges. The objective of this conference is not only to share research findings, but also to encourage interdisciplinary collaboration, foster academic excellence, and build international networks among researchers and practitioners. The conference also provides a valuable platform for scholars to present their work, receive constructive feedback, and contribute to the growing body of multidisciplinary knowledge. Dear participants, your presence reflects a shared commitment to knowledge creation and dissemination. I encourage everyone to actively engage in the sessions, exchange ideas, ask questions, and make the most of this international academic platform. With these words, I once again welcome all our esteemed guests, resource persons, researchers, faculty members, and students to day one of this international conference. I wish all participants a fruitful, enriching, and intellectually stimulating conference experience. Thank you and welcome. Now we move on to the first speaker of our today's conference, the speech of the convener, Herdiana Due Nurfika ma'am, founder of Bliss Education Center, REBT therapist, and NLP Master, Indonesia, Advisory Board Member, SSMWA. Over to you, ma'am. Welcome to the conference.
Thank you so much, Madam Swarup. Thank you so much. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Herdiana Rifika from Indonesia, and I'm truly honored to be here on this special occasion, research in yoga, music, culture, education, and science. As we all know that tomorrow we're going to have International Yoga Day, so this conference is truly important for all of us. So please kindly let me share my screen because I'm going to have a little bit presentation. Am I allowed to share the presentation? Okay, thank you so much. So I do believe that we all in this meeting are truly aware about our health, because the health is the new wealth, the new luxury too. And that's why I'm going to present and also try to talk about the new luxury that we are having in this generation. Okay. Okay, is it my screen visible? Can you see that?
Yes, visible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So, I am here to bring this perception that health is the new luxury, from wellness trend to way of life. Maybe in India, for example, so many people already implement this, but for the other countries, especially like my country in Indonesia, this wellness trend is truly something that hits differently, especially nowadays, because yeah, sometimes we might think that the new wealth or the new luxury is a new car, a new luxury watch, or maybe a new handbag. But nowadays, actually, when we have the ability to wake up free from pain without any kind of the medication, we feel energetic in the morning, we have a mentally clear, and of course, the stability of our emotional. I think this is the ultimate luxury today, because I believe that in many countries we are having so much pressure with the natural, with the political views and many things. And having an emotional balance is truly important nowadays. So it's not only about the car, it's not only about the new handbags or maybe a car, but this is our modern paradox. We truly live the advancements of technology. We have the AI that keeps improving every single day. We also have instant communication like we are having right now. I am in Indonesia and all of you might be in India, but through the advancements of digital, we are capable of talking right now. And with the spread of the advanced technology, of course, we receive so many information, unlimited or even unfiltered information. So when we have those things in our life, we face stress, we face burnout, anxiety, sedentary lifestyle, or even chronic diseases that affect because of our lifestyle. Okay, so with this kind of the thing, I think the luxury nowadays, or even if we compare to 10 years ago, it's still time, energy, mobility, mental peace, and quality sleep. Because no matter how rich you are, if you don't have a mental peace, if you only keep thinking about, okay, how do I keep my money, how I increase my money before you go to sleep, then of course, you will not get the quality of sleep. Even if you buy the most expensive pillow, with the satin silk, for example, and you still have a kind of a rumination on your mind, then you still will not get peace and maybe not in the best mood for the next day. That's why we truly have to recognize our lifestyle. Nowadays, people are not truly aware so much about the foods that we eat, so many new branches about the junk food, so many new stores that only serve the hype, especially for the young generation. So when we talk about the obesity rates compared to 5 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe kids not really involved so much, or maybe people under 30 years old not involved so much. But nowadays, with the spread of the lifestyle, it really caused the rising obesity rates, because yeah, people can access the junk foods ordered online so easily, which is also increase the mental health challenges. Sometimes when we realize, okay, we are overweight and other people see it too, and then there's some kind of bullying started. People also start judging us, and people start talking that we are fat or something like that. We don't look good just because of the appearance that we are having. And next, of course, with the modern lifestyle, it increased the lifestyle disease. Okay, not only about the obesity, but also the other chronic illness that we might face if we don't take care of it. And with technology advancement, we have an overload information that sometimes we cannot even filter it. Okay, so those are kind of the things truly mess up our minds and make so many people around us, or maybe even our family members, cannot live peacefully. Okay, that's why many people are rich in possessions, like they're having a luxury car, luxury handbags. They can have a vacation in a beautiful city, but they have a poor in health. Okay, so even if you are on a vacation, if you still have to take your 10 vitamins or your 10 medication together alongside with you just to make sure that you can eat any kind of the foods that you want, then it's really actually not a wealth, because so many people can book flights, book hotel, but if you cannot truly be mindful, if you cannot truly be in the present moment to feel all the situation, then I think that's not a complete wellness for ourselves. And next, I think you might all agree with me that yoga is actually a holistic system, because it's not only teach us how to breathe, how to have a breath awareness, but it developed the physical strength, the flexibility, the emotional regulation, and of course, mindfulness. And these are the things that we need to practice nowadays so we can deal with the so much fast changing and also more technology advancement. Let's say if we just got back from work and we have so many things in our minds, maybe the boss or the people or the classmates or the colleagues say something to us, and then if we don't know how to regulate our emotions, then it's going to be a very heavy things that we have to carry for the next day. But if we practice the mindfulness, if we try the yoga or meditation, then we can still continue our day in the best version of ourselves. Because I think, yeah, on the special occasion of the International Yoga Day tomorrow, we have agreed that the harmony between body, mind, spirit, and environment is truly important, because we need to maintain all. Let's say if we only have to do like lifting exercise, we only take care of the body, but how about the mind? Sometimes people go to exercise just because maybe they got bullied, maybe they just got told from the doctor, and so on. So with yoga, we have the full harmony of our body, that we truly need this kind of the things. Okay, and also from my personal journey, I combine not only the yoga, like today conference title, we try to gather so many good things for our health style. For example, yoga taught me the awareness. So while I am breathing, while I'm having the awareness of my breathing, I can truly fix and clear our minds. And also for the strength training, it taught me the resilience. No matter how hard, for example, the dumbbells, that we can learn the resilience, that we can keep trying by the repetition. Maybe let's say today we can start with 2 kg, and then tomorrow we can start 3 kg, or maybe next week we can start with the 3 kg. So strength training is truly important, because it also teach the resilience for ourselves. And the Pilates truly taught me about alignment and control. Okay, sometimes things in our life feel like within our control, within our reach, but when we get into it, it's not within our reach. So it gets us frustrated sometimes. And with the Pilates, for example, I have to deal with the reality like that, that sometimes the thing seems easy, but it's actually not easy. And sometimes the easy things is not the correct one. For example, when I feel like, oh, okay, I'm doing the movement in Pilates so easily, and then my instructor told me that the easiest you feel, that you might have did a wrong form. And then, yeah, that teach me that same with life. Sometimes when it seems like so easy, maybe at the end there will be something wrong. So we have to be aware of all of this, because I think with the combination that exercise with the movement that we do every single day, we can truly create a sustainable foundation for our health. Okay, so I think that is why in today's conference we don't only put the yoga, we put the health, music, culture, education, because all of those aspects can truly affect our well-being in overall. Okay. Next, for the definition of the new luxury, for example, people were possessed about the status, about the consumption, how much money you can spend in a new restaurant, for example. But then nowadays, people switch from the short-term pleasure, like having visited in an expensive places, to the long-term health, because health is really expensive if we don't take care of it. And then people think like nowadays physical vitality, mentally clarity, and sustainability, and of course inner well-being is truly important for ourselves, because we cannot take it for granted. We cannot forget about what we consume, forget about the external appearance if we don't have a good inner well-being. That's why the new definition of wealth, I think we have come to all agree, this new luxury things is physical vitality, mental clarity, sustainability, inner well-being, and also a long-term health. So then we can truly live our life peacefully. So the greatest luxury is not what we own, not the car, not the handbag, not the watch, not the phone, but it is actually the quality of life we experience every day. Okay, every single day we live a different experience. From one person to another person, we have a different story. And when we can feel those things every single day, and then that's really awesome. That's blessing and blissful, and that's what we have to seek in ourselves rather than external possession that only bring the stress. But one thing for sure, that as a human, natural human, it's really fine for having the need, okay, I want a new car, I want a new house, and that becomes such a motivation that we have a goal. But within the process of reaching those goals, of those motivation, we have to take care of our mind and soul too, not only the body. We have to take care of everything, so then we can truly live happily. That's why we have to invest in our body, nurture our mind, honor our culture, and of course move with the purpose, because the most valuable wealth is not something that we can touch sometimes, but the health that is within ourselves, it is the most expensive and valuable wealth. I think that's all for today's session. I hope that we come for this conference to have a peaceful life and end up with also peaceful and also grateful life. Thank you so much. I'm giving back to the moderator.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this really inspiring session and telling us the importance of spirit, soul, and body, how it is connected, and how well we can reflect in our social surroundings as well when we are physically and mentally fit. So I think what else one can listen as a convener's speech. So very interesting, ma'am, and very inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Now, the next speech is the special guest that we have, Professor G. Mary Sunanda ma'am, National Coordinator, SSMWA, Professor of Education, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Open University, Hyderabad, Telangana, India, Advisory Board Member, SSMWA. Ma'am, welcome to the conference and over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. 1 second, no? So, thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present my views. Thank you, Swaroop ma'am and Hardayana Devi, the organizers there. I am participating in two-day international conference on multidisciplinary research, yoga, music, health, culture, education, science. Okay, the topic for my discussion is multidisciplinary subjects, and there is no, this thing in introducing myself. Already Swaroop ma'am has said, I'm Professor G. Mary Sunanda, working at Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, Department of Education as HOD, and also I am the coordinator for PC Cell. Okay, multidisciplinary subjects like yoga, music, language promote holistic development of learners. It is a discussion. See, the two things that are there in my title is, one is multidisciplinary, the other one is holistic development. Then the multidisciplinary subjects. With the help of multidisciplinary subjects, what we are going to achieve? We are going to achieve holistic development. Okay, so it is before, it is a buzzword, it is not a buzzword, and everybody is talking about multidisciplinary uh, approach, multidisciplinary subjects, multidisciplinary curriculum, multidisciplinary teaching, multidisciplinary what else, other areas. Okay, so why the concept of multidisciplinary approach is now doing rounds, like in all the teaching and learning process. Today's children are tomorrow's citizens. Okay, so right to vote is there for them. But still, why do we want a holistic development of all learners? What is this holistic development? And how do we get holistic development? How teacher can cater all her services to bring about the holistic development to a learner? Okay, can holistic development is possible through multidisciplinary subjects? Then what are the multidisciplinary subjects? Okay, what is multidisciplinary curriculum? What is multidisciplinary approach? Okay, what is multidisciplinary teaching and learning, etc. Okay, so before we go, I go deep into my discussions. Let us see what is the work of a housewife. A housewife's work is only to use the traditional way of cooking, like maybe with the help of charcoal, and then make food items and then serve to the members. From there, she is exploring what you call the other ways of cooking. Like we have gas, we have cooking with the help of electricity, and she's exploring all these things. These are all multidisciplinary in nature. And she is also talking about what she needs some other help in what nutrition, understanding nutrition, cooking nutritious food. Do you think how much nutrition is there in pani puri? I don't know. Okay, so a housewife is now entering into a different discipline, that is nutrition. Then waste management, not wasting the food. Okay, and again what, money management, how to use. These are all different areas. And now she is segregating, she is bringing into one, and then she is performing her job of as a mother to the entire family. In this, what comes? It comes table manners and also the time management. A lady is cooking a delicious sweet throughout the day. That is not the time management. Okay, so like this multidisciplinary approach. Just now I said our today's children are tomorrow's citizens. A child is growing, Mother saw him yesterday with this much of inch less, but after 2 months he has grown like anything. It is automatically happening. Then what is this holistic development? What is this holistic development? What are the uses? What are the benefits of multidisciplinary approach to our students? Okay, a teacher now thinks differently by using the multidisciplinary approach. Multidisciplinary approach allows students to understand all the subjects in a comprehensive manner. He's studying about what? Biology. In biology, what is that? Something like what? What you call, how to make the food, isn't it? Photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide, by having a tree in and around, having 3-4 trees in and around, trees are taking carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. That is very good for the human beings, without which it is very understanding, understanding. I'm passing by a tree, but not paying any attention to it. So a multidisciplinary approach and teaching will help the child to understand in this manner. A tree is helpful. After having gas stove, also a tree is helpful. It is helpful in many number of ways. That is a kind of knowledge. Okay. Then the child, the learner, having incorporating comprehensively all the knowledge from all the subjects. What things come in multidisciplinary subjects? I mentioned about yoga, I mentioned about music, I mentioned about sciences, I mentioned about languages. Okay, there are multidisciplinary in a jiffy. Just like that, I would like to randomly tell to you all, in English language you have what vowels and consonants. Each vowel has nearly 2 to 3 sounds. 6 vowels, 5 vowels have some 12 sounds, and then consonants have some 20 or 24, something like that, some different sounds. The same sounds are there in mother tongue also. The same sounds. So if the kind of understanding is done, then it is easier for the child to learn more. Music has how many keys? Harmonium has 36 to 42 keys. Okay, then what is yoga? Yoga is a science of health. Yoga is science of health. It teaches. It is a teacher. It helps the child to understand how below that how to take the breath. Okay, then how to coordinate itself with the different parts of the body. A child is over enthusiastic when the games period is bell is given. So he is sitting in the back and then he want to rush without jumping all the benches. He should coordinate with his body and with all other students and then reach to the playground. Okay, this is how a coordination and the balance is happening when multidisciplinary subjects are taught and are discussed in the classroom, and if such a curriculum is framed. Okay, so there are, then how it helps? It helps nowadays. Our world is facing so many challenges. Like we are also look at the SSMWA. From the beginning, it says in its what you call research topics, seminar topics, international conference topics. It adds the multidisciplinary approach. Nowadays, it has become a common thing to talk about multidisciplinary things. Okay, then we have global health crisis. To understand these things, what multidisciplinary learning is very, very important. Okay, social inequalities are day by day increasing. Like equity, one is not understanding, live about not understanding, not enjoying the equity. The concept of equity is not enjoyed by the people, to make them enjoy the concept of equity and remove inequalities, not only in education, in what you call in economics, in health, and all. Now we have our new education policy. Our national education policy 2020 was framed in the year 2020, and now by 2040 we are supposed to cross the milestones. Okay, so and then you have SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, by reaching something like 2030, 2035 or 31. So like that, to have all these things, to cross, to make our population is also increasing. We need to make our children, future generations, to meet some of the things, enjoy, and then have a balanced body. Holistic development means what? Holistic development should have what you call all sorts of developments, all round development of the personality. Okay, all round development of the personality. Now, after getting the multidisciplinary approach, what happens? The child is able to, the learner is able to look at the bigger picture, bigger picture. Not only my Telangana is benefiting, not only I belong to Telangana, I also belong to India and the world. Okay. So and then they get the capacity to think outside the box. They get the capacity to think the outside. They are ready for anything in the sense like they are ready to critically think about the multidisciplinary subjects. Health is there, yoga is there, yeah, word of mouth. You can go to yoga. Tomorrow we celebrate International Yoga Day. Something should be done. They also get the problem solving ability. Okay, so like this, we have what you call the benefits of multidisciplinary approach. Okay, the multidisciplinary approach, though we are using now, it has at present we have multidisciplinary curriculum aspects. Sushruta's lesson is there in language textbook. Sushruta's lesson is there in language textbook. Sushruta was the disciple of what? Dhanvantri. He sat near the Dhanvantri and he learned Vishwata. Oh, so many things. A newly born child has 300 bones, whereas adult has 206 bones. Then how they came to know? How they came to know? Vishwata had compassion on the one particular patient who knocked his door midnight. Okay, so he did some plastic surgery out of compassion. Now a physician, like if the line is more, you can go away. So there is a attitude to develop. A positive attitude can be developed. Teacher should have compassion for the slow learners. Teacher should have compassion for the backbenchers. Teacher, this is all where you will get. You will get only in holistic education and also in multidisciplinary education. Okay, so multidisciplinary education is not, now we have part of it, but should be implemented by and large. It should be implemented. It should be a what you call agenda for every teacher to talk about this. Not only the teacher, but all teachers. What happens if all teachers talk about the same thing? Then what happens? It grows. In the West, what you call Plato, Aristotle talked about multidisciplinary approach. In our India, Kautilya, Banabhat, they all talk about multidisciplinary approach. Commerce. Where do we use commerce? The word we use only in intermediate education. But commerce was taught in Gurukula system. Okay. So like that, we had a multidisciplinary approach in our ancient system. The holistic development, all-round development will give us what? It will give us the its learner physical development, cognitive development, emotional development, social development, moral, ethical development, spiritual development. Okay, so yoga. Yoga is also a science. With the help of science, with the help of yoga, you can teach holistic. A learner can have holistic development. Okay, so in what you call in yoga, what do you? It is a science of health. How to breathe, how to do in and how to do out breathings. Okay, exercises. How many times one should do? Okay, so understanding the health related aspects in one's environment. Okay, so yoga is the greatest contribution of India to the world's civilization. That's how a big evidence is that tomorrow we are celebrating International Yoga Day. Okay, it teaches us pranayama. Okay, breathing exercises. It has educational significance, flexibility in health, okay, concentration and memory. People say that by eating ghee, one will get the concentration and memory. By eating what you call almonds, one will get the memory. But at the same time, somebody is saying do yoga, okay, concentration and memory also improves. Then you have to decide. If there is a small burning at the time of cooking something, then which one will give the immediate effect? Either you have some paste, or you have what you call ghee, or you have aloe vera, or you have some haldi in our kitchen. What among four, which one give the immediate result? This is what you should know. This is also a part of awareness and uh, knowledge of yoga. Okay, so like this, our national education policy talked about 2020 the year. It talked about so many things. It laid emphasis on holistic and multidisciplinary education, integration of yoga from school to higher education, promotion of health, wellness, and Indian knowledge systems, development of social, emotional, and ethical capacities, etc. Okay, morning assembly, if a school is not having, then it is an into mark. Okay, then physical education classes, then celebration of all days. On June 5th, we have Environmental Day. In the month of October 2nd, we have Gandhi Jayanti. Okay, like this, you have October 24th, you have December 10th, and you have so many national days and international days, February 20th. Celebration of all these days will help the learners too. Then what is happening to the learner? He's participating, going on participates. He observes how others are participating. Same speech, if he is about to give, he will give in the next year also. Okay, so in among the nations of the world, if you take the best education system, I don't say there is some bit, but people talk about the Finland. Okay, even in Finnish, education emphasizes what? Student well-being, stress-free learning environments, mindfulness, and socio-emotional learning, balance between academics and life skills. Okay, so it is with the help of memory also. I told you, no, a music teacher in the school, in the curriculum, in what you call in multidisciplinary education would definitely bring what you call a holistic development. Don't think the child is not coming to the music class, but he is not learning anything, but it impacts his work life and school life, and he is a now changed child or a learner. With music and other things also, there are benefits. Cognitive skills are benefited, imparted, and emotional development is there. And NEP 2020 also talks about what? Integration of arts with all subjects, equal importance to music and academics, exposure to classical, folk, and contemporary art integrated. So a learner can be asked to sing a song, newly hit sing song in the classroom. Then it he feels a lot, he feels a lot after rendering a particular song. Okay, so film people, they also made something like music compulsory in basic education. Students learn singing, instrumental music, composition, and digital music. Okay, school encourages collaborative musical activities, creativity, and enjoyment are prioritized over examinations. Okay, so language learning, about languages, I told you in the beginning itself. So if you have among languages, you have LSRW, and you have what you call spoken English. Then if a school has a listening teacher, listening English language teacher, speaking language teacher, and reading language teacher, spoken English teacher, and other language teachers, then something, I mean, like this is nothing but it is multidisciplinary. So finally, in my conclusion, I would like to add that really languages means not only English, but foreign languages and Indian languages and yoga, sciences, and other things are totally going to facilitate the holistic development of the learner. In the coming days, we need our children to be citizens, as a holistic learners, holistically developed multidisciplinary students to understand the problems of the world and to solve the problems and then remain what you call have some children with holistic values, human values, evidence-based students with liking for experiential learning, lifelong learning, and able to integrate their multidisciplinary skills into their day-to-day life and have compassionate towards education and also our human beings, towards environment, and also towards all the aspects of life. So hence we need multidisciplinary subjects, approach, curriculum, and for holistic development of learners. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this really very insightful session. Every time it's like a treat listening to you, a very intellectual treat where you connect all these subjects and you try to show us the new dimension. So this time you have shown us how life has changed its meaning nowadays in today's world and how we have to cope up. And you have explained so beautifully all the areas of this conference. And I truly feel that this conference is an apt topic at this present situation. So thank you so much, ma'am, again for this insightful session. Now we go on to our next speaker, the chief guest, respected Professor Sri Ram Prasad Upadhyay Sarji, HOD Advisor of the Government of Nepal, Social Council, Tribhuvan University, Nepal, Advisory Board Member, SSMWA. Welcome, sir, for the conference and over to you.
Thank you, madam, for your appreciation. I enjoyed this session very much. Yam Brahma Bharendra Rudra Martastanasti Devestave Vede Sank Pada Kramapanishadere Gayantim Samagat Dhyana Vastat Gatena Mansa Pasyantim Yugana Yasantam Navigrasa Sadhana Deva Tasmai. You must chant this Vedic Samagam before you start yoga. I am professor of the university, as you have mentioned. I have also worked as a head of department there. And also in Kathmandu University, we have another university, Kathmandu University, which introduced yoga classes. Very excellent university in Nepal. I teach in Tribhuvan University, in another university also, that is Kathmandu University. I also taught there. I tell them the importance of yogas. There are yoga classes. Very good teachers are there. They are well versed in science, math, and they include everything in yoga. Science, music, education as well, practical education. I've written many articles on education and yogas. Many articles in international and national journals. Newspaper, still I'm writing. I write mostly daily. You can say daily I write about the importance of practical education and the yogas. When we talk about yoga, is as Madam also mentioned, that is holistic approach. It's when you do yoga, you concentrate your mind. That is science. When you move, that is physical, yeah, biological. This is also science. When you count how many times, if you start counting how many times you walk, how many hours you walk, that is math. So it's education. When you teach in the class, you move your body. When you work at home, in the kitchen, you move your body. So yoga is everywhere, but why you don't cook at the time when you are in yoga? Because sometimes you have to make your mind and body together. You have to connect your mind and body. Why we could not achieve the goal? Because you don't connect our mind and body. Mind is very important for yoga. Garga Rishi, it is said, if you go through the text, Garga Samhita. Garg Samhita, I will show you a picture. I can't can't say that it's visible or not. I will send you in the also message in chat box. I've already sent. Garg Rishi. Garg Rishi has taught yoga to Lord Krishna. See, the things start from that. Lord Krishna was well versed because of the Garg Rishi, and Garg Rishi meditated to start doing yoga in Nepal. We have the evidence. The Garg Samhita clearly mentioned that the Garg Rishi has taught yoga to Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna, he disseminated this yoga to whole of the India and Nepal. So Nepal is the very best place for yoga. If you want to concentrate your mind, come and do yoga on the foot of the Himalayas. Icy Himalaya. As you know, 8th highest mountain of the world is in Nepal. So Nepal is very glorious place. And even, you see, all the Rishi Munis from India, maybe Jain Guru and Hindu Guru, they spend whole life in, you know, Adi Shankaracharya, he has spent 3 years, Adi Guru Shankaracharya, he spent 3 years near Pasupati. And he has one temple. And he also meditates, yogas. So Nepal is the best place for meditation. That's why we give more emphasis in our curriculum. On my request, government of Nepal introduce yoga in the curriculum, upon my request. So I would like to thank also Honorable Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, who also helped to spread. And he also meditated in Muktinath and also Pasupati. You see, when he arrived in Nepal. So I would like to add our Prime Minister, this Prime Minister, Education Minister, is also very interested in yoga. He assured me that he will introduce yoga in the curriculum. And a group of Rishi from Hyderabad came to meet me, and I took these Rishi. You know Swami Narayan, you will be knowing. He has good amusing park in India and Delhi. And the group of Swami Narayan, they came here and they met me. I took them to the Minister of Education. He is a very good friend of mine. I will work together. He assured that he will promote yoga in the curriculum. And the Rishi also agreed that, because they are introducing Gurukul in India, all over India. They are very good networking in India and also in the Europe. Swami Narayan, you will be knowing that. In Delhi, they have good place for recreation. And this part, they came for education, promoting education yoga in Nepal. So they are willing to establish a university here for yoga university that will teach you science, math, everything, and as well yogas also. So they want to music also. What they say that if you will include everything in the yoga, that will be perfect. So our Prime Minister is also very keen on developing yoga in the curriculum. So what I think the madam has also mentioned that holistic approach should be there. That will help you to promote yogas. Yoga is practice. Even Guru Ramdev also selected one place for this Patanjali. It is said that Patanjali, Yoga Guru Patanjali, also meditated and came yogas in Nepal. We have very beautiful places here, big forest, big mountain, very suitable place for the yogas. So I think if you want to learn yogas in a better way, please visit Nepal and join our university and the school system. Because we promote yogas and we think that if you imagine a better world free from all terrors, war, and conflict, then you have to meditate. and yoga, do yoga. That will make concentration. We imagine everything, but why we could not achieve? We imagine, oh, I will go to America, I will go to Europe, I will go Australia to study. But why we can't go there easily? Do you think everybody can go easily? If you think that I will go to America, when you will go, when you will combine your mind and the body, and what will teach you to combine mind and body? This is yoga. Yoga teach us how to meditate, how to combine our body and mind, and how to enjoy with the music. If you will connect music with yoga, that will be charmful and meditation. Interesting. You see, poem and the song, all our script, even Vedas, Purana, Upanishad, Garga Samhita, all are written in poem. Why and song? Why they wrote all text in the poem? Why? Why they wrote in the music? Why? Because it is easy to learn and it makes us happy. Many poets have written poem, Orpheus and all. What they say? If you listen music, you forget everything. And that music will help you how to meditate and how to involve in the yoga. So, without connecting all, you cannot achieve. You cannot learn. So, learning is the process that will teach you how to connect music and yogas, education, and the science. These are very fundamental issues of our development. We must connect all these things in one. If you connect yoga with music, that will be enjoyable. You can enjoy, you can dance. If you will dance, that is also yoga, because you move your body. Dancing is very best exercise. That's why people enjoy dancing and singing song. The people who don't know song, who sing song, is not human being, I think. Everyone knows how to sing and song. But if you don't, you try to do that, because there will be no difference between animals and the people. What makes people us? What makes people different from animal? Because of course they sing of their own, but they can't sing like human being. Human beings are supernatural in all creations. We learn, we can sing song, we can compose song, we can dance well, we can play music as well. If you will play music, you will forget everything. Do you agree on this? I hope you play with music. So if you play music, you will forget everything. If you chant slogan, a poem, a Gita, why Gita is taught in poem? Krishna realized that if we sing, why Krishna has always a flute in his hand? What he encouraged? Because flute at that time was means to attract people in the mission he has started. Lord Krishna also visited Kathmandu Valley. If you will read Nepalese history of ancient time, Lord Krishna and Balaram came here in Kathmandu Valley and he suppressed Kangsas. And he said that he married as well with the sister of Kangsas. It is written. I don't know about that, the ancient period. You see. So Krishna also and Balaram also came. And the farmers came along with the Krishna, and he started cultivating lands in the Kathmandu Valley. So yoga is connected with Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna taught everybody how to meditate. If it's Arjun were, why Arjun he got you learned from Krishna? Because he developed his brain through yoga. Why Arjun was victorious in the battle, Mahabharata battle? Only because his meditation and his learning from Lord Krishna. And who taught Krishna is Garga Rishi. If you'll go through the Garga Samhita, you will find that how Lord Krishna learned yogas from Garga Rishi. So I think all over India, the people know about Garga Rishi, even the Rishi. Yesterday also I listened from a Rishi from India. I devoted whole day there in the evening. It was very excellent presentation he made about in Nepal and India have relations. We have very long relationship. We have very good relationship since the long time. So all the Khadga, they told you, I have also mentioned that the Khadgas were the descendants of Garga Rishi. And they are very good warriors, the Khadgas. I have written about the Garga Rishi and the Khadgas, how they learned from the Garga Rishi. Why they are very strong? Because of their medicine and the yoga. Why Gurkhas are so strong? Because of the geographical reason also. Because they go ups and down, no plain line. We have very little plain line, but all over the country is covered with the snowy mountains. As I've already mentioned you, 10 highest mountain of the world is in Nepal. So people always go lower place to higher place by walking, not everywhere roads. So they keep their body intact and healthy. Long time ago, one British came here to open hospital in Nepal, long time ago. And he reported to his government, people, Nepalese people are very healthy and very strong. They do meditation and yogas, and it's not necessary to open health hospital here because they go ups and down daily, always, all the time. That's why they are strong. In plain line, sometimes I visit the plain line as well, and most of the people sleep very much. They sleep in the day and night also. Too much sleeping is very harmful. Of course, 5 hours a day is enough. So if you will sleep in day also, that you will lose. So what makes us strong is the yoga. Yoga teaches us how to do everything in right time. Right time. Do right things. Always do right time, right things. Keep yourself busy in working. That is also a part of yoga. If you are lazy, we can't succeed. So it is part of our life. Yoga is the part of our life, but we have to know how to do yogas. It's very essential, but how to do it? How to do it is important. How to connect music with the yogas. How to connect your yoga with the science. How to connect your things with the education. When you write in the chalkboard, play way methods of learning is the best way. Play way methods. The children will enjoy only you use different pedagogy in the teaching. Different pedagogy. One of the best pedagogy will be yogas. I think you are teaching. I have taught, spent whole life in teaching and training the teachers. I was consultant also of the government and international organizations such as such as UNICEF, UNDP, and also funded by British and Americans. I wrote package for them also, training package. Many years I developed training package for the students and the teachers. I was assigned by the World Bank in the plain line to develop education, and also I developed curriculum for the training and curriculum for this developing curriculum and also training for the yogas. I spent whole life for training the teachers and also research. If you want to promote, you should be involved in the research, because research will tell you the outcome of the yogas, how much you are benefit out of the yogas. Until you are benefited from anything, until you are not benefited, then why you use that? So research will tell you how much you get benefit out of this yogas. So research is also very good component. And to do all the yoga practice, it should be depend on how you plan for the yogas. What will help you to plan? Suppose we use for, you might have heard, if you are trained teachers, practice teaching, lesson plan, unit plan, all these are taught in the education. The education unit plan, you can make a perfect unit plan only when you write a specific objective. Why you can evaluate your achievement? Because you don't write a specific objective. A specific objective will tell you how to evaluate the children. What was your performance? A specific objective is connected with methodology and at the end, evaluation tools. Why the children gets failed in the examination? Because teachers do not use pedagogy in the right sense. And they don't develop the evaluation tools in a proper way. That's why otherwise none of the children will fail and commit suicide. This time also I talk to ministers, please don't fail students in a subject like social studies. He agreed. He agreed, oh, okay, sir, I will do that. Just now I met him and asked him, because we work together, so he is very friendly to me. So he promised that you will change that methodology and also the tools. The tools you have produced in education is very vague. That will not evaluate the children, and when the children fail in the examination, they start committing suicide. Many children, and they get frustration. Nobody will be happy if he will not pass in the exam, fail in the examination. What will make them happy? That you have to change your tools and education system. So relate the education with the yogas. If you relate the education, but that relation should be developed on your planning, on your curriculum, on your textbook, on your evaluation tools. If you don't use evaluation tools in proper way, that will not be effective. So evaluation tools should be connected with the yogas and holistic approach. The holistic approach, it should not be separated in other aspects. So through yoga, we can be, even our country can be famous if you will spread the yoga's values throughout the world. We have very glorious past. India and Nepal. If you read the Gupta's inscription, Samudragupta, you will find the mention of Nepal. It was extended from Kumaon to Assam, actually. Please go through the Samudragupta inscription. You will be knowing Samudragupta, ancient period, great empire. Do you know that Samudragupta? He has one inscription in the Prayag inscription. He has mentioned about Nepal. Nepal was very big at that time. He did not conquer Nepal. That Nepal was independent at that time too. So Samudragupta also loved, and all the Guptas, they practice yoga. All the Gupta, Ashoka practiced Gita. Ashoka has built one pillar in my country, Lumbini, where Buddha was born, and written clearly that this place was the place where I am here to pay homage to Lord Buddha. Ashoka, right. That is mentioned in our inscription, you see. He writes, this is the glorious place where Rishi and Munis come and they meditate and do yogas. Ashoka wrote. Now I'm very happy to be here because I am now feeling peaceful place in Nepal. I want to invite you all to visit at least Lumbini and see Ashoka pillar and read there. He donated land for the development of this place. Also, Adi Gurus, Shankaracharya, he bought lands and donated to Lord Pashupati. Recently, Honorable Narendra Modi, he also visited Pashupatinath, 3 places. He visited 3 places, Janakpur, Kathmandu, Pashupatinath, Honorable Narendra Modi, and Muktinath. This is Nath. Pashupatinath, Muktinath, and Janakpur also. The birthplace of Lord Princess Sita. Sita was born in Janakpur, and Brisbhanu built a Brisbhanu from India. Queen Brisbhanu. She came in Janakpur and built biggest temple in Nepal. It's the biggest in Nepal. You will enjoy. If you will visit, please, Kathmandu, please come through Janakpur. And Janakpur is connected with Indian border, Jayanagar, through railways. You can also, if you want to go Raxol and then the Jayanagar and then Janakpur, you will see the majestic building of Lord Sita. So when Narendra Modi came here in Janakpur, he distributed cycles to the gods and women in Nepal and sandals to Lord Pashupati. He worshipped Lord Pashupati and he went Muktinath as well. He was also willing to go Kailash. Kailash is also very near from Nepal. You can also move to Kailash, Mansarovar, through Nepal. We have many fountains and lakes, Rara lakes, many fountains, many good places, big forest. Always, you can see flower anywhere with beautiful smell. So Nepal is very charming place for yoga. So I don't know why very slow work is going on. Ramdev has started very slow work, but I hope he will finish it quickly. He wants to establish a yoga center in Nepal also, Baba Ramdev. He visited this place and purchased land for that purpose, but these days here. I have also joined his yogas, and many of our prime ministers joined his yoga classes, our prime minister as well. So it's very good news for the yogas that the government of Nepal is keen to develop yogas everywhere. All the ministers have joined the yogas. I have also, many times I have joined yogas classes and feel myself fresh. I would like to thank Ramdev Baba also. Please convey my best regard to Honorable Narendra Modi and Ram Baba, who promoted yogas throughout the world. So it's very significant for us to go through the yogas. Yoga is a marvelous things. We can achieve anything if you concentrate yourself in the yogas and learn yogas through science and music. That will be perfect. Holistic approach. That's a holistic approach. So thank you very much for listening. If you have any queries, please send me email. My email is prof.sriramupati@gmail.com. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I'm very happy to see all the beautiful people, very encouraging, very thoughtful, very smiling. Of course, we have matrimonial relations with Nepal and India. Many people married there. I have done my PhD from Delhi University on Indo-Nepal trade relations. Long back, my prime minister at the time recommended me to do there. I went there in the scholarships, faculty diploma. My wife also did her PhD from Patna University. So we both are PhD scholar. My wife was head of department in the Girls College here, Padma Kanya College. Only one girls college there. She was head of department. Now she is retired. But she did her PhD from industrialization from the Patna University. So my wife is also listening all these, what you say and what I say about the yogas. She's listening there. Thank you very much. My best regard to you all. Please convey my best regard to all Narendra Modi. I would like to invite him also. All people you are here, please come and contact me. If you have any problem, my home is just behind Royal Palace. It is between Indian Embassy and Chinese Embassy. Just behind former Royal Palace. You can meet me. Anybody will tell you. Or if you visit university, they will tell you where I am. I am very popular because I have written all books from 1 grade to 12 grades and moral science, 8, 7, 8, 9 in English and Nepali, in both. And my 2 books are written by, published by Nirala Publication Jaipur. You can see in Google. If you will type my name, Professor Dr. Sriram Upadhyay, you can see me in Google as well with my books. Please see, if you have mobile right now, you can see my photos as well. It may be different. My photo Sriram Upadhyay, Professor Dr. Sriram Upadhyay. You can see me in Google as well. And the contact number may be there, if possible. Please visit Nepal and see majestic temples and all. I will take you to different places if you need my guidance in Kathmandu. Don't hesitate and contact with me. In front of my house, there is also a big hotel that accommodates hundreds of people. If you will bring, I see some teachers bringing students from India. I see from my house, keep them in the hotel. So you can enjoy Nepal very much if you like, very much. Jumping, bumping, everything, balloon jumping, balloon walking, trekking is very beautiful for the trekkers. Trekking, we have air service everywhere.
Thank you so much, sir, for your really very
Yes.
encouraging speech. Thank you so much. We are indeed obliged to you for you that you
Thank you,
shared
madam.
your
I'm
experience
so happy.
and
I'm very happy to
expertise with
see you.
us. And
I'm
definitely
encouraged.
thank you for the invitation.
Yeah,
I
you,
would
thank you.
personally love to visit
Yes.
Nepal and
Please,
just have the
come, madam.
experience of
Please,
yoga. Definitely,
please,
sir.
please.
Thank you so
I
much.
will take you to different places. We all introduce with the different rishis. If you will come, because I met some rishis from Hyderabad, and I introduced my friend who is the minister there.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank
he,
you. Thank you
he-
for sharing your email ID. We will definitely
yes,
contact
yes,
you.
yeah.
And if any field
Professor,
visit is
Professor,
possible,
I
definitely.
wrote here,
Yes.
Professor Sriram Prasad Upadhyay.
Sure, sir, sure.
Professor.
I'll just contact you on your email. Since we are falling
Yes.
short of time, just
Please,
moving
please,
ahead
yes.
to the next people. Sir, thank you
Yes.
so much.
Please
So,
send me email. Please,
sure, sir,
madam.
sure. Sure, sir,
And you
sure.
always smile. That
Thank you.
encourages me
Thank
to
you.
smile. Naturally I feel myself very proud.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So much. Thank
Thank
you.
you, madam. Yes.
Now, the
Thank you.
next
I
kids.
want to see Nepali and all our friendly countries. They're smiling all the days.
Yes. Thank
I
you.
enjoyed Delhi very much. I was there at the time of Indira Gandhi. When Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, I was there in the Delhi University. R.L. Shukla
Thank
very friendly to me, my
Thank
guide.
you, sir. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Now we move on with the next speaker, Dr. Vajira Gunasena, Department of Language, Cultural Studies and Performing Arts, University of Sri Jayawardhanepur, Nugegoda, Sri Lanka, Advisory Board Member, SSMWA. Ma'am, welcome to the conference and over to you.
Thank you. Respected Chairperson, distinguished guests, fellow researchers, educators, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, all of you. It is a great honor and privilege to address this esteemed international conference on the topic multidisciplinary research in yoga, music, health, culture, education, and science. But I hope to express my thoughts on the topic effectiveness of mindfulness for the education system. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the organizers for providing me with this opportunity to share my thoughts on a subject that has become increasingly important in contemporary education. Today, educational systems around the world are facing numerous challenges. We know, we all know. Students are experiencing higher levels of academic pressure, stress, anxiety, emotional difficulties, and distractions than ever before. Teachers are also confronted with increasing workloads, classroom management issues, and professional burnout. In this context, educators and policymakers are searching for sustainable approaches that support not only academic achievement, but also the overall well-being of students and teachers. One such approach is mindfulness. I think this is the better topic, mindfulness. Mindfulness can be defined as the practice of paying attention to the present moment with awareness, openness, and without judgment, like that. Although mindfulness has its roots in ancient contemplative traditions, it has now gained significant recognition in philosophy, neuroscience, health science, and education. Over the past 2 decades, growing body of research has demonstrated that mindfulness can positively influence cognitive, emotional, social, and academic outcomes. One of the most significant benefits of mindfulness in education is its impact on students' mental well-being. Many students struggle with anxiety, stress, and emotional instability. Regular mindfulness practices such as mindful breathing, guided meditation, body scanning, and reflective awareness exercises help students regulate their emotions more effectively. Research indicates that mindfulness reduces stress levels and promotes emotional resilience, enabling students to cope better with academic and personal challenges. Another important area is attention and concentration. In today's, we know, digital age. Students are constantly exposed to distraction from technology and social media. Maintaining focus in the classroom has become increasingly difficult. Mindfulness training strengthens students' ability to sustain attention, improve concentration, and enhance self-control. As a result, students become more engaged in learning activities and demonstrate improved academic performance. Furthermore, mindfulness contributes significantly to the development of social and emotional learning skills. Through mindfulness practices, students become more aware of their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This awareness encourages empathy, compassion, patience, and respect for others. Consequently, classroom environments become more positive, collaborative, and inclusive, like that. School that have implemented mindfulness programs often report reduction in bullying, aggression, and behavioral problems. The benefits of mindfulness are not limited to students alone. It means teachers also experience sustainable advantages. Teaching is one of the most demanding professions, requiring continuous emotional engagement and adaptability. Mindfulness helps teachers manage stress, improve emotional regulation, and maintain professional well-being. Teachers who practice mindfulness often report greater job satisfaction, improved classroom management, and stronger relationships with students. Therefore, mindfulness supports the educational ecosystem as a whole. Recent advances in neuroscience have further strengthened the case for mindfulness in education. Brain imaging studies suggest that mindfulness practices can positively influence areas of the brain associated with attention, memory, learning, and emotional regulation. These findings provide scientific evidence that mindfulness is not merely a relaxation technique, but a valuable educational tool that support cognitive development and lifelong learning. Despite these benefits, integrating mindfulness into educational systems requires careful planning and implementation. Mindfulness should not be viewed as an isolated activity or an additional burden on already crowded curricula. Instead, it should be embedded within daily educational practices or simple strategies can include beginning classes with 1 or 2 minutes of mindful breathing, incorporating reflective pauses during lesson, promoting mindful listening activities, and creating calm spaces within schools. Teacher training is equally important. Educators need appropriate knowledge and practical experience to guide mindfulness activities effectively. Professional development programs should equip teachers with the necessary skills to integrate mindfulness into classroom instruction in culturally appropriate and age-appropriate ways. For countries seeking education transformation, mindfulness offers a valuable opportunity to move beyond purely examination oriented approach. Education should not focus solely on academic success, we know, but also on developing balanced, compassionate, resilient, and socially responsible individuals. Mindfulness supports this broader vision of holistic education, I think. In the context of developing nations and multicultural societies, mindfulness can play a particularly important role in promoting social harmony, emotional well being, and inclusive learning environments. When students learn to understand themselves better, they also learn to appreciate diversity, manage conflicts constructively, and contribute positively to other communities. Looking forward the future, researchers and policymakers should continue to explore evidence-based mindfulness interventions, more longitudinal studies, cross-cultural research, and school-based evaluations are needed to understand how mindfulness can be adapted effectively across different educational settings. Collaboration among educators, psychologists, health professionals, and policymakers will be essential for creating sustainable mindfulness frameworks within education system. I think the true purpose of education is not only to fill minds with information, but also to cultivate wisdom, character, and well-being. Mindfulness offers a practical and scientifically supported pathway toward achieving these goals by fostering awareness, emotional balance, concentration, uh, empathy, and resilience. Mindfulness contributes to creating healthier schools and more effective educational system. As we continue to reimagine education for the 21st century, mindfulness should be considered not as a luxury, but as a necessity for nurturing the holistic development of learners and educators alike. Thanks for your kind attention. I wish this conference every success and look forward to the valuable discussions and insights that will emerge from our collective efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for indeed your insightful session. Thank you for talking about yoga and the holistic development. So it's the need of the hour. So nowadays we have started saying of quiet time and things like that because our lives have become so fast that we will have to cope up with the current situation. So truly, ma'am, your session was very insightful. So now we move on to the next speaker. Dr. Manoj Kumar Sharma is here. Dr. Manoj Kumar Sharma, sir. Professor Dr. M. Rajni, ma'am. Oh, ma'am is here. Okay, so we move on to Professor Dr. Rajni, ma'am, founder and chairman, Laksham Educational Group, director, Apollo Paramedical and Nursing Council, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India, advisory board member, SSMWA. Welcome, ma'am, to the conference, and over to you. Ma'am, your mic is off. Please put on your mic. Yes.
Hope it's audible now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Namaste. I'm very happy to be here in this international conference on multidisciplinary research on yoga, music, health, culture, education, and science. It's really a wonderful topic, I can say. I don't know how they have chosen this topic. It's my favorite topic also. Because in olden Asian days, if you think, people used to ask whenever, even if it is from the right from the birth to death, all these topics are interconnected and interrelated. Nobody can say no to it because all the asanas, if you take, nearly 8 crores, 8.40 lakhs of asanas are there. Whatever the human activities, whatever we do, it is all kind of an asanas only. Even the mudras, whatever we do, it is all 59 powerful mudras using these five fingers, 10 fingers. It is also called as mudras. So in this way, all these things are interconnected in the life. Every day's human life, it is interconnected. Especially if you think, the purpose why we have gathered here, it is for the only one purpose I can say, because to unite what was never meant to be separate. Because earlier, if you think, for centuries, yoga was taught us the science of inner well-being, and the music was taught us the science of the inner harmony. Health, culture, education, and science each evolved as a pathways to understand the human life, and yet we studied them in isolation. A researcher in a lab, a musician in a studio, and a yogi on a mat, a teacher in a classroom, a filmmaker behind the camera. So, like this, everyone was isolated. It is actually a life skill, we can say. But today, that isolation is going to break and come to an end. So, the theme of this conference, the integrating the ancient wisdom with the modern science. That's why the science has come here, educating education and science for the holistic well-being is not only timely, it is necessary for nowadays generation. So the national education policy also implements this higher education in multiple disciplinary purpose. So what is multidisciplinary discipline? It is a approach of integrating the knowledge and skills, especially from multiple academic areas. So in this way, if you take the research also, do you think the research based education and PhD and all the scholars, whatever we are doing, the research is happening only now after introducing NEP? No. In ancient days, in Gurukul days also, the people used to follow this research based methodology in a different way. It is a proper 21st century skills, what we are telling now, the 4 C's: collaboration, critical thinking, communication, all those things were being used in the olden ancient days itself. So in that way, all these things are interrelated and interconnected. Because in NEP, multidisciplinary universities have been raised, and ABC, the academic bank of credits, have been introduced. The major change of 4 years of education has come into the part, that is FYUP we call, and the certificate first year called as certificate, and the second year advanced diploma, and then the research fourth year, the research will be taken place. But I was there from first class onwards. I used to introduce the research based thematic programs, because the children should know, because in PhD people are been only using plagiarism and cut copy pasting, or they go for an agency to do their PhD thesis. So the student should know what is that. We used to call bibliography. For every sentence, for every word, whatever we use, we have to give the bibliography for the first standard class itself. So likewise, I introduced the children the thesis, how they have to do. So the theme here, it's really going to be very, very honestly telling that the integrating of the holistic well-being. What is holistic? Holistic development, people are telling it's only holistic development, but previously it was lecture based teaching was happening in the classroom. But now the holistic development, it is a student-based teaching methods to be followed. Especially the holistic development will help physical development, cognitive development, and their intellectual skills will be activated. Social development will take place, and emotional development, and creative and moral development. For every lesson what we use, there should be a moral. There should be an intake and output also. What we have taken from the society, we have to give it back. Because what is education? Education is nothing but it is an identity of a person. It is not only an identity of a person, it is an identity of a next generation. So it is our responsibility to carry forward fearlessly to the next generation. Then only everything will be very, very useful, and the continuous journey will take place. So the national education policy also insists on the student-centric learning. The World Health Organization also recognizes yoga and music therapy as an evidence-based interventions. So our society faces a lot of rising stress, lifestyles, disease, disconnections, all those things. Because I'm also heading various positions. I authored a lot of 675 textbooks and 5 curriculum, which includes thematic curriculum also. The international preschool curriculum we used to call IPC. You can also Google and see, where one subject will correlate all the 36 subjects. Because a science teacher cannot say that I don't know maths, because they have to teach. And I can strongly say that a social teachers and a science teachers are a very good orators than the literature teacher. So in that way, everything is interconnected in our life. So our society faces rising stress and lifestyle diseases. So this answer we can seek are not in one discipline, and they are in the dialogue between a lot of disciplines. And the person who creates an experience of health must be the whole. So that wholeness comes from yoga. And I'm also playing a vital role in sports dance, because dance is also connected with asanas and mudras. Bharatanatyam, we say the ra and tha, that is ragam and thalam. Based on that only the people used to do it. If you are playing a very good music, nobody can stop you tapping your feet automatically. And everybody are a very good bathroom singers also. So in that way, it is connected in a very nice way, I can say. So that expression comes from music, and the clarity comes from the education and science. So the music first, to the scientists and doctors, examine a raga as a neuroacoustics. The study and asana and biomachines measure that our ancestors practiced, and so that the world can adapt it with trust now. Second, to the artists and yogis and cultural scholars, open your knowledge to the research, to data, to peer review. That is how we can take Indian wisdom from ashram to the global academy. Third, if you take to the educator and students, take one insight from this hall. Lot of people are there, the learned legendaries, I can say, we are here, and we are giving you a lot of insights, like 1,000 seeds we are putting here. At least one seed, if it's growing as a plant, sapling, and then it continues to become a tree and giving a shelter, shadow, fruit, flowers, then it is amazing, I can say. So one insight please take from this hall into your institution to the next week when you are entering into the class. Let's this conference not end in proceedings and but begins in practice. So 21st century is not only in technology, it is in the well-being. The world is looking for the solution beyond medicine and beyond screens. We have the solutions in yoga, music, in our culture, validated by science and transmitted through the education of awareness. So well advanced yoga wishes for 21st June. It's introduced by United Nations. It's not only Yoga Day on 21st June, it is also World Music Day on 21st June. Similarly, the World Health Day is also on 7th of April. We are celebrating for the physical and mental validity of the prerequisite for the functional life, because our life has become very, very mechanical nowadays, right from birth to death. If you take, we are a lifelong learners. We call it as 3L, lifelong learners. So in that way, the cultural day is also last month, May 21st, we have been celebrating, and National Education Day is also celebrated on November 11th. And of course, you all know Sir C.V. Raman's birthday, a great scientist and legend. Regarding to the science, we celebrate on February 28th. Most of the schools used to do it a science exhibitions on that day. So this yoga, music, health, culture, education, and science, these are the fundamental pillars of the human progress, I can say very, very strongly. Together, they balance the mind, body, society, offering essential tools to the needed person to heal. I am also a sound healer. 29 courses I have learnt on this. There are DNA healing, sound healing, like that. And I'm also a director for Film Institute in Education for Amaravati. There is a wellness and yoga centers also coming up. We are going to tie up with the big universities. So definitely I'll be approaching all the university people here. So together, this balance of these 6 pillars is going to be balance the mind, body, and society, offering the essential tools needed to heal, understanding our world, and grow holistically. The 6 domains today, what we are going to talk here, shapes our daily lives and broader civilization in the following district, yet it is interconnected ways. Understanding the biological and neurological mechanisms of the human life us to optimize physical and cognitive and emotional well-being. By utilizing this science of the human biology, we can intentionally design environments, therapies, and teaching methods that reduce stress, enhance learning, and promote global wellness. Of course, we cannot say that science is apart from that. Every topic, the science is involved. Nowadays, music's also using AI. Medicines already they started using in Kerala. AI teachers are come. Everything is preloaded, uploaded. If the teachers like us, the people who are in the school education or higher education, if we are not updating our knowledge, then we are going to be outdated very soon. Before the AI takes place and grabs our position, it's our responsibility to brush up our knowledge every day. Like how we brush the teeth, same way we have to brush up our brain and give it as a beautiful presentation to the students in the classroom. So the science of the human life intersects with these 5, 6 domains by providing a biological blueprint. Today what I'm going to give, how our bodies and minds are function. See, the coming to a yoga topic, scientific study shows that yogic breathing, that is called pranayama, if you take even Surya Namaskara also, and the meditation stimulates the nerves of the human body. This shift automatic nervous system from the sympathetic, that is called fight to flight state, to the parasympathetic, it's called rest and digest state. So this biological shift reduce stress hormones like cortisols. Today I am going to connect every topic with the glands which they produce something called this kind of a cortisol. If you call dopamine, it's for happiness, for cry, for each and every human body activities, the glands which they produce something like a liquid, that is the cause of all our anxiety, stress, happiness, love, cry, everything. It's not only the situation of the person, it is also connected with the gland. Nowadays, a lot of people are being affected with the thyroid glands, which is like a kitchen, if the mother cooks in a kitchen, if 5 people are there, she will be keeping like that. If all of a sudden another 4, 5 people are coming, then she has to adjust from that cooking. So in that way, only the thyroid glands acts accordingly. What kind of a measurement of the ratio, the blood has to be circulated, the food has to be circulated to every human parts. So in that way, this cortisol regulates the blood pressure and boosts immunity. Then coming to the music, sound is a full body biological expression that affects cells directly. Neurological research which reveals that creating and listening to the music and engages nearly every cognitive function. I was a person in 2000 itself, I have authored because a poem is being limited to one version only. In Tamil Nadu, in India, the government teachers have introduced every lesson with singing. The same way I have practiced for every concept, definition and formula, I have introduced a poem. If it is a square, I introduced a poem with using all the concept and definitions. I call it as poemography for 150 leaders in 16 lines from birth to death, whatever they have achieved, where they have taken birth, what they achieved, what kind of awards they have taken, what they have given back to the society, what are the awards they have received, who are the parents, what is their school education. Like everything I covered in that 16 lines itself. As a poem I have authored. Like this, for every subject I have authored a poem, especially for handwriting, for 4 lines. How it has to touch the fourth line and the middle line, like that I have authored a poem also. In the same way, for all the subjects, a thematic poem has been authored by me. So in that way, the music, it's not only for listening or to engage us nearly a very cognitive function, it releases dopamine. Whenever I used to get angry or stressful, I used to sing a song, or else somewhere from the situational songs will come and it will refresh our mind. So the dopamine is for the happiness. So whenever you sing a song and it gives you a happiness, joy and bliss. So, and it promotes neuroplasticity and rhythmic vibrations to help and synchronize the brain waves, which can be utilized for the motor skills rehabilitation and pain relief. It can be whatever, because the pain is not at all there. Otherwise, if it is there in the olden days, ancient days, without giving anesthesia, the brain operations have been done. Within 2-3 hours after doing the operation, the patient has to walk on his own and go. But there is no pain at all. It is only a hallucination, we can say, that we are creating. If you fall down, you will be having a pain. You will be doing it like this. The people over the years, by telling, it has come. And coming to health. If health is lost, everything is lost, we used to say. If health is good, then everything can be go well. Because I have studied the auras also, the chakras, the 7 chakras in our body. It's just like a car. If you drive, the wheel alignment you have to check. If the wheel alignment is not good, your car is not going to give you a high speed, or it's not going to do in a proper direction. Similarly, if your 7 chakras are aligned in a proper way, then definitely you are very happy, healthy, and you can do whatever you want. So that way, health is a very, very treasure to every human body. The medical science utilizes an understanding of the cellular biology and biomechanisms to treat and prevent the lifestyle disorders. See, for example, nowadays a lot of obesity is there for the students, and all are having diabetes and cardiovascular issues like that. So this mind therapies to be enhanced means homeostasis gallons that has to be released from the body, which gives you the ability to maintain stable internal conditions, improving everything from the joint mobility to the emotional regulations. When it comes to the culture, that's the reason we are doing all these things, the cultural days, cultural exchange programs have been introduced nowadays in schools also. And even in my son or the school where we are working, we used to send the students for 45 days plus 1 plus 2 or 9 and 10th classes, even the college students. For certain period, they have to study in India, where they have joined, and then they have to be going to the abroad universities to study something new. Even the thesis, you have to get one approval or the opinion from any of the abroad universities. That has become a mandatory in thesis when we are preparing a research. So in that way, cultural and heritage, it is the one which represents our rich heritage and cultural of the society, the Asian people, how they live. Especially the anthropological and evaluationary biology reframework. It's called biomusicology, we say. Show that the cultural practice like group chanting, dancing, and rhythmic rituals, which are all evolved to foster the social bonding, singing, and shared physical movement, triggers to release endomorphins like and oxytocins, physically driving community to cohesion and empathy. So in that way, cultural exchange programs which we are doing, it's not to entertain the people, it is also give you a bonding. It's not just copying. In my 33 years of experience, I never used a cine song for my cultural day events. There are a lot of things which I used to prepare a school anthem, college anthem, make the theme, and then practice, create rhymes and give the rhythming and everything, and introduced these things into the cultural program. So that is one of the great success where I have been developed and promoted 257 schools, and nearly I am holding a position in 20 abroad universities, and also 5 new universities affiliation process is going on now, approval process under UGC. So coming to an education, as I told you, education is an identity of a next generation. So we have to take it in a very nice way. An educational neuroscience, which shows that the movement of sensorial stimulations, even in preschool, kindergarten level, these sensorial stimulations now they have taken with the virtual and physical touch has been given for the soft and rough surface. In that way only, the blind, they have started learning the script, and they have managed the stress optimize the brain for learning, incorporating these biological foundations into a curricula supports STEAM, we call it in the school level, and also in the higher level, higher education level, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. Because once the person is very good in arts, they can do all the diagrams in science very happily. So these movements, by engaging the students, innate the neurological predispositions for the structured sound pattern recognitions and focuses. So this systematic pursuit of the knowledge about the universe, science drives technological innovations and solves the real world problem. So whenever a class begins, the child should know why this topic has been taught. We have to trigger the knowledge, trigger the interest on the particular topic, and make them understand why, where. The 6 W's must be understandable by the son, by the students, so that they can focus on the subject with interest. So the real world problems from medicine to climate pushes the humanity forward by answering the complex questions through the evidence and reasons. So far I have given a lot of examples in all the things connecting to the science, and without science, we cannot say that the world exists. As Thiruvalluvar said, Karka kasadara karpavai katrapin nirka adarku taga. This was the thing. The Kural, Tirukural has been translated in this Modi's era in different languages all over the world, so that the people used to say it's a world treasure. So this dohe means learn thoroughly what you learn and then live by that learning. So let us help humanity live by that learning. I hope the session is very, very interesting. I am Dr. Rajini, who has promoted more than 257 schools and colleges, doing a lot of consulting. 20 abroad universities I am doing. I am also connected with NEP, contributed more than 100 innovative learnings across the globe, and very happy to be here today. This interdisciplinary research on my favorite topics, I can say, because all these things are connected with the life skill. Of course, we are here to take our knowledge sharing. I have also learned a lot of things. If you want to be a good speaker, you must be a good listener. So in that way, people have learned, and I'm also learning, because it's a continuous journey for us. And I'm very happy to be here. And thank you, Bliss Education, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your very interesting session, connecting all aspects of the conference. And I think in this present situation, all of us are thinking of well-being. All of us are thinking of holistic development. So I think all these aspects of this conference are going to definitely imbibe certain important aspects which are necessary for all of us. And I guess that there would be a lot of dialogue ahead in terms of the contribution of research papers, which would definitely enhance our knowledge and intellectual skills. So thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank
for a very interesting session. Now we move on to our next speaker, Dr. Bharatlal. Dr. Bharatlal, sir, are you there? Dr. Bharatlal? I think sir is not present here. So now I would request all the participants for the next session that we are going to start is the technical session. So I request all the participants to go through the schedule, the list of paper presenters, and today the paper presentation will be only from 101 to 115. So please check the schedule for the paper presentation. And now we move on to the vote of thanks session for the
Bharat sir already joined है 1 minute.
yes sir, yes sir. Ah, Bharat sir is here. Yeah, I called his name. Fine. Sir is here, so we will just continue. So, Dr. Bharat Lal, yoga expert, National Ayush Mission, Government of Uttar Pradesh. Sir, welcome to the conference and over to you. Thank you.
हेलो
Yes, sir,
मेरी
you audible.
आवाज आवाज आ रही है मैम मेरी
हाँ जी आवाज आ रही है सर आपकी जी
जी मैम शुरू करें
जी प्लीज सर
जी
वेलकम टू द कॉन्फ्रेंस
जी थैंक यू ओम योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योऽपकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिं प्रणतोऽस्मि। आदरणीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, विशिष्ट अतिथिगण, विद्वान शोधकर्ता, योगाचार्य एवं उपस्थित सभी सम्मानित प्रतिभागियों को मेरा सादर प्रणाम। आज हम ऐसे विषय पर चर्चा करने के लिए एकत्रित हुए हैं जो केवल भारत की प्राचीन ज्ञान परंपरा का हिस्सा नहीं, बल्कि आधुनिक विज्ञान और वैश्विक स्वास्थ्य की आवश्यकता भी बन चुका है। वह विषय है मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी रिसर्च इन योगा, योग में बहुविषयक अनुसंधान। योग का अर्थ आज केवल आसन और प्राणायाम तक सीमित नहीं है, अपितु महर्षि पतंजलि जी ने जैसे अपने प्रथम अध्याय के दूसरे सूत्र में कहा है कि दूसरे सूत्र में योग चित्त वृत्ति निरोधा, अर्थात चित्त की वृत्तियों का निरोध ही योग है। योग शरीर, मन, बुद्धि, भावनाओं और आत्मा के संतुलित विकास का विज्ञान है। यही कारण है कि आज योग पर होने वाले शोध अनेक विषयों से जुड़ गया है। अब जैसे योगश चित्त वृत्ति निरोधा में समझने वाली बात यह है कि चित्त क्या है। सर्वप्रथम समझते हैं कि हम चित्त क्या है। भारतीय दर्शन और योग शास्त्र में चित्त मनुष्य की आंतरिक चेतना शक्ति, इनर कॉन्शसनेस का वह भाग है जिसमें मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार, स्मृति, संस्कार का समिष्ट आंतरिक उपकरण, अंतःकरण, जिसमें सभी मानसिक वृत्तियां और अनुभव प्रतिबिंबित होते हैं। अब चित्त के बाद हम वृत्ति पर आते हैं कि वृत्ति क्या है। वृत्ति हमारे शरीर पर किस तरीके से प्रभाव डालता है। योग दर्शन में वृत्ति का अर्थ है चित्त में उत्पन्न होने वाली मानसिक तरंगे, परिवर्तन, विचार या गतिविधियां। जब चित्त किसी विषय, वस्तु, भावना या स्मृति के संपर्क में आता है तो उसमें जो परिवर्तन होता है उसे वृत्ति कहते हैं। महर्षि पतंजलि जी ने पहले अध्याय के 5वें सूत्र में कहा है, वृत्तयः पंचतयः क्लिष्टा क्लिष्टा, अर्थात चित्त की वृत्तियां 5 प्रकार की होती हैं, जिसमें से क्लिष्ट दुखदायक होती हैं और अक्लिष्ट दुख रहित हो जाती है। चित्त की जो 5 वृत्तियां हैं वह सर्वप्रथम है प्रमाण, अर्थात यथार्थ ज्ञान, सही ज्ञान का होना। विपर्य, मिथ्या ज्ञान, गलत ज्ञान का होना। विकल्प, कल्पना या शब्दजन्य ज्ञान का होना। निद्रा, नींद की अवस्था। स्मृति, पूर्व अनुभवों का पुनः स्मरण। तो इस तरीके से हमारी चित्त की जो वृत्तियां हैं, तो योग के माध्यम से इन वृत्तियों का निरोध होता है, वह योग कहलाता है। इस तरह से योग एक अत्यंत बहुत ही बड़ा विषय है जिसपे चर्चा करने के लिए समय की आवश्यकता अत्यधिक पड़ती है। तो मैं संक्षेप में अपने विषय को रखना चाहूंगा कि योग विषय में आज अनेक प्रकार के रिसर्च हो रहे हैं, जैसे चिकित्सा एवं स्वास्थ्य विज्ञान में योग, मनोविज्ञान एवं मानसिक स्वास्थ्य में योग, शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में योग, खेल एवं प्रदर्शन विज्ञान में योग, सामाजिक एवं पर्यावरणीय दृष्टिकोण। इस तरह की कई क्षेत्रों में आज योग से संबंधित विषय पर नए नए शोध किए जा रहे हैं। परंतु सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात यह है, हमें समझने की आवश्यकता है कि आज योग तो हम करते हैं, परंतु योग हमें कुछ व्यक्तियों को निरोगी काया प्रदान करता है, परंतु कुछ व्यक्तियों को योग करने से हानि भी होती है। तो उनमें से कुछ ऐसे व्यक्ति हैं जिनको योग जो है हानि पहुंचाता है। किस प्रकार के व्यक्ति होते हैं, तो उसके लिए भगवत गीता में कहा गया है कि योग किस प्रकार के व्यक्तियों को सर्वथा निरोग रखता है। जिसे कहा गया भगवत गीता में कि युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्त चेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्त शतावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः, अर्थात युक्ताहार विहारस्य, यानी कि जिस व्यक्ति का आहार विहार संयमित हो, कर्मों में चेष्टा करने वाला हो, ऐसे व्यक्ति का योग सर्वथा दुखों से दूर रखता है। तो इस तरह के व्यक्तियों को जो योगाभ्यास करते हैं, ऐसे व्यक्ति जो अपने नियमित दिनचर्या सही तरीके से अपनाते हैं, योग का अभ्यास नियमानुसार करते हैं, ऐसे व्यक्तियों के लिए योग सर्वथा सुखदायक होता है, एक निरोगी काया प्रदान करता है। तो ऐसे ही योग विषय पर अनवरत रिसर्च होते रहते हैं। हम सभी को प्रयास करना चाहिए इस सेमिनार के माध्यम से कि योग को हम अपने आप में धारण करें, उसका अनुसरण करें, स्वस्थ रहें, निरोगी रहें। ऐसे ही और अपने साथ साथ हम दूसरों को भी लाभान्वित कर सकें। और समय का अभाव है, अभी तो मैं इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ अपने शब्दों को विराम देना चाहूँगा और पुनः मैं इस संगोष्ठी के संयोजक महोदय का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ और आप सभी शोधकर्ताओं को मेरा प्रणाम। नमस्कार।
धन्यवाद सर जी, आपके बहुत ही ज्ञानवर्धक और प्रेरणादायी इस सत्र के बाद अब हम आगे बढ़ेंगे हमारे टेक्निकल सेशन में। So it is requested to all the participants who are presenting in the technical session, the paper presenters. So please look into the list that is sent on the WhatsApp group for this conference, and please look at your serial number. Today the presentations would be from 101 to 115. Now let us move on to the vote of thanks of the inaugural session. Respected dignitaries, esteemed keynote speakers, distinguished academicians, researchers, faculty members, students, and participants from across the globe, as we come to the conclusion of the inaugural session of day one, it is my duty to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee. First and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to all our esteemed dignitaries and keynote speakers for graciously accepting our invitation and sharing their valuable thoughts, experiences, and scholarly insights. The inspiring words have set a meaningful tone for this international conference and motivated all participants to engage in productive academic discourse. I extend heartfelt appreciation to organizing institutions, Social Studies Teachers Forum Indonesia, Bliss Education Center Indonesia, Global Forum for Peace and Development, and Social Science and Managed Welfare Association, Cell International. Their vision, commitment, and collaborative efforts have made this prestigious international event possible. I would also like to thank the members of the Advisory Board, Conference Committee, reviewers, session coordinators, and technical team for their tireless efforts behind the scenes. Organizing an international conference requires dedication, teamwork, and meticulous planning, and your contribution deserves our highest appreciation. My sincere thanks goes to all paper presenters and researchers who have chosen this platform to share their scholarly work. Your research contributions enrich academic knowledge and strengthen interdisciplinary dialogue. I am equally grateful to all faculty members, students, research scholars, and participants from different countries whose active participation has added value to today's proceedings. A special word of thanks to the technical support team for ensuring the smooth conduct of the conference in online mode. Finally, I thank every individual associated with the conference, directly or indirectly, for contributing to its success. Let us continue our academic journey with the same enthusiasm and intellectual curiosity throughout the conference. Thank you all once again, and I wish everyone an enriching and productive conference experience. Thank you. Now let us move on to our first paper presenter, serial number 101, Ahmed Salisu Yahaya. Serial number 101, Ahmed Salisu Yahaya. Serial number 2, 102, Dr. Preeti Kumari. Dr. Preeti
Yes,
Kumari.
yes, yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
are you
I
ready
am
with your
present.
presentation? Yes. So
Yes,
your
yes,
topic
ma'am. I
is
am present.
sustainable development and environment well-being.
Thank you, ma'am. And good
So
afternoon,
over
all
to
of you, honorable chairperson, chief guest, respected seniors, and dear research scholars. My today topic is sustainable development and environmental well-being. This topic is today very hot topic and very essential for all of us, and we will have discussed in how related SDG in human well-beings. In this section, we unpack the SDG and consider the 17 goals separately in relation to well-being. While the overall SDG index may correlate strongly with human well-being, the question remains whether some SDG may be more or less conducive to well-being. We start by considering the basic and varied correlation between each SDG and well-being globally before doing the same by region of the world. Later in this section, we apply a variance decomposition method to consider the relation importance to each SDG in explaining the variance in well-being between countries. Both these approaches reveal important heterogeneity is how the SDG relate to well-being. 17 SDG goal first is no poverty. Second, zero hunger. Third, good health and well-being. Fourth, education. Five, gender equality. Six, clean water and sanitation. Seven, affordable and clean energy. Decent work. Seven, eight, decent work and economic growth. Nine, industry, innovation and infrastructure. 10, reduce inequalities. 11, sustainable cities and communities. And 12, responsible consumption and production. 13, climate action. 14, life below water. And 15, life on land. 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. And last 17, partnership for the goals. All 17 are related. Goal 4, 8, 9 is related to economic. Goal 1, 5, 10 is related to social. And goal 16, law. Goal 2, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14 are related to environmental. And third goal is related to health. So we will see all SDG are related to mostly goal 2, 6, 7 and 17 in 17 in 2, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14 is a major large number are related to environmental. So we will in the coming time we will prepare for the new generation and coming generation a good economy and good environment we will prefer for our future generation. This chapter we study the imperial relation between the SDG and subjective well-beings using data, secondary data from the SDG index and the Gallup World Poll. There is a strong correlation between achieving sustainable development and self-reported measure of well-being. Moreover, the analysis indicate that there are increasing marginal returns to sustainable development in terms of well-being. Splitting the SDG index into its 17 component goals allow for analyzing possible trades-off between sustainable development and well-being. While the most SDGs were positively correlated with well-being goal 12 responsible consumption and production and goal 13 climate action were negatively correlated with SWB. However, the Environmental Protection Index is positively correlated with, suggesting that the outcome of environmental policies is positively correlated with even if the process of reaching those policies may not be. This raise the challenges of policy action in these area since they run counter of the subjective well-being of important groups in society. In conclusion, this work also does not address international dynamic. The sustainable development of a country may come at a cost of other countries, of the action of countries may influence the well-being in others. Furthermore, the model of linking SDGs with well-being assume only direct relationship. Some recent work shows the addressing SDGs have known on effect for other SDG. Another dynamic that has not been discussed in the extent to which the well-being of populations may itself exert influence on other countries' approach to development. Changes in well-being have been documented to have wide-ranging effects on economic, social, and health outcomes. These objectives benefit of subjective well-being include pro-social behaviors. As such, there is an urgent need to combine the SDG and SWV research and policy agendas to generate solutions that work for both people and planet and help accelerate sustainable development. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Preeti, ma'am, Assistant Professor of Economics. Nice presentation. Next, serial number 3, Dr. Raksha. Dr. Raksha. Dr. Richa
Yes,
Pandey.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Raksha, ma'am. Yes. Dr. Raksha, ma'am, Assistant Professor of Computer Science. वारिक महाविद्यालय रायपुर छत्तीसगढ़ से yes please start में only 5 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, sorry, good afternoon, all of you.
yes yes 1 minute में आज का जो हमारा प्रेजेंटेशन है सीरियल नंबर 1 से 15 तक है. जो भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स 1 से 15 में ज्वाइन है आप सभी रेडी रहें. 1 बाय 1 हम सभी का नाम अनाउंस कर रहे हैं. तभी हमारा अब आज का जो हमारा बेस्ट प्रेजेंटेशन सभी अवार्ड रहेंगे. जो फर्स्ट सेकंड और थर्ड जो हमारे एक्सपर्ट हैं वो डिसाइड करेंगे. तो फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड इसमें डिसाइड करेंगे बेस्ट प्रेजेंटेशन का. कल भी हमारा बेस्ट प्रेजेंटेशन का अवार्ड रहेंगे. तो अदर सीरियल नंबर रहेंगे जिनका कल प्रेजेंटेशन होगा. आज का हमारा जो प्रेजेंटेशन है 1 से 15 तक है. ओके यस प्लीज स्टार्ट में.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon to all of you. And my name is Dr. Raksha Badgaiya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer and Science, Vipra Kala Vanijya and Sarik Shiksha Mahavidyalaya, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, and my co-author is Dr. Richa Pandey, Assistant Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, TP Vipra College, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. And my topic is blending value-based education with digital intelligence. Introduction. Digital intelligence become crucial for human development. There is gap between traditional education system and digital intelligence system. The new education system primarily focus on technical literacy, coding, and information fluency. But after the cyber concern, digital addiction, the system understand the technical proficiency is not enough. Students should be aware about digital technology so that they can work in such environment and face the challenges. Now, objectives of my paper are: first is and digital intelligence, and second one is integrated education and digital intelligence. I have done so many literature reviews here, and next one is value-based education. What is value-based education? It is an approach that includes ethics, moral, and life skill in learning. It develops character and social responsibilities on students. They may become a good person and handle the life complexity and contribute the society. Goal of the value-based education is holistic development of the student, building characters on them, teaches values like honesty, respect towards pupils, and emphasize on real-world situations. Challenges of the value-based education are curriculum integration is needed, infrastructure needed accordingly, teachers training is primarily needed, and so resources like funding and materials. It sometimes forces students to accept values. Now, what is digital intelligence? Digital intelligence focus on use the technology wisely, safely, and effectively. That includes AI, online education by Swayam, IGNU, online coachings, etc. It is essential for personal growth with tech-driven environment. Enables participation in digital world. There are many types of online risk like cyberbullying, fraud, theft, and misinformation. Digital intelligence encompasses the identification of risk, place, and its management. Digital intelligence needed cognitive skill, social skill, learning skill, and emotional skill. It is beneficial for safety and security concern. Innovation is fruitful for personal and professional growth, enables the participation in digital world. The development of digital intelligence require early learning, means update with current technology by learning and adapting new tools and platform and applying technology for real world solution. Challenges of the digital intelligence are: first one is face-to-face interaction of a student and teacher is not possible. Second one is selection of right content is complex and confusing task for students. Third, cyber fraud and cyberbullying may possible. Fourth, lays attention of students. Now I am talking about and digital intelligence. Value based education promotes ethics and civilization. The challenges of value based education can be overcome by using digital technology. Blending of VBE and digital technology is called VBDE. I am talking about a model that is the combination of value based education and digital intelligence, and the combination is value based digital intelligence VBDE. It has many advantages like: first one, it provides enhanced learning experience to the students. Second, provides easy access to vast information and educational resources. Third, digital platform encourages connectivity, sharing knowledge, and enhance creativity. Fourth, content creation in different form like audio, video, PPT, PDF, etc. Fifth, critical thinking, personal development is possible. Sixth, enhance global awareness. Strategies for pedagogical implementation. VBDI implementation of value-based education requires many things. It it not a single process. It includes: first, cybersecurity is mandatory for digital world. Second, needs balancing the screen time of students. Third, digital literacy is crucial for work in this environment. Fourth, students should knowledge about misinformation and theft. Fifth, knowledge of cyberbullying. Now, conclusion is blending of value-based education and digital intelligence is very powerful technique for enhancing the quality of education. It has brought revolution in teaching learning process. Students are engaging with more interactive environment. This environment encourages their learning perspective. It not only enhance ability of learning but also increase their critical thinking and become base for their holistic development. It has drastically changed the way of teaching learning process. And now so many references are here now. Thank you all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Nice presentation. Next serial number 4. Next serial number 5, Biswajit Sarangi. Biswajit Sarangi.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes, Biswajit Sarangi, sir. Doctorate Scholar, Department of Economics, University of Odisha. Yes, please start, sir. Only 5 minutes.
Is my PPT visible, sir? Hello. Is my PPT visible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes. Please start.
So, good afternoon, one and all present here. I am Biswajit from the Department of Economics, MSc University, Odisha. And thank you for the opportunity, first of all, to all the organizers. And I am here to present my paper entitled The Determinants of Out-of-Pocket Healthcare Expenditure in India. some econometric analysis. And these are my presentation overview. Then, as we know, what is out-of-pocket expenditure? So, out-of-pocket expenditure is nothing but the direct payments made by the individuals, the end individuals, for the services such as doctor consultations, meditations, and hospitalization. So, high out-of-pocket expenditure remains a major challenge for all the poor people in India, despite various public health initiatives. Why? Because excessive healthcare spending often leads to financial distress, indebtedness, and poverty among the households. So understanding the macroeconomic factors behind the out-of-pocket expenditure is quite essential for designing the effective health financing policies in India. And why this is the need of the hour? Because from the past literature review, we come to know that high income is associated with high healthcare expenditure, because people really care about their health as their real purchasing power increases. Similarly, government health expenditure when increases, like the subsidy or the hospitalization charges that increases by the government, then what will happen? The out-of-pocket expenditure drastically reduces from the public. Then demographic factors like aging population, urbanization also increases the health expenditure. Moreover, the educational expenditure which is a social factor, also increases there. And coming to the macroeconomic factors like inflation, unemployment are also related to healthcare expenditure in India. And obviously the pollution is one of the most important determinant of healthcare expenditure, which is an environmental variable that adversely affect public health and therefore growing the incidence of pollution related diseases and thus healthcare expenditure. So the research gap lies that existing studies primarily focus on household level determinants, and limited evidence exists on long run macroeconomic determinants of out-of-pocket expenditure in India. So the objective is just to empirically examine the macroeconomic determinants influencing out-of-pocket expenditure in India. So these are the data sources. First one, the data follows time series format from the period 1984 to 2022 based on data availability, and all the data have been sourced from the World Bank Development Indicators. The dependent variable is out-of-pocket expenditure, and the independent variables are here, and the model specification is written in the equation I, and all the description of the variables are given in the table 1, where the independent variables are per capita income, government health expenditure, age dependency ratio, inflation, urban population, education, pollution, unemployment, and obviously the dependent variable, as we have already discussed, out-of-pocket expenditure. Now coming to the method, since it is an econometric study, so we have used extensive econometric models to empirically examine our objective. So first, to stage the stationarity of the variables, we have used augmented Dickey-Fuller and PP test, Phillips-Ferret test. Then for the diagnostic test, we have used Lagrangian multiply serial correlation test. And for the heteroscedasticity test, we have used autoregressive conditional heteroscedasticity, which is the ARCH test. Then Jacobi test for the normality of the residuals. Then Wald chi-square test for the joint significance of the independent variables. Then Kusum and Kusum square test for the residual stability. Then for the co-integration analysis, we have used the famous ARDL co-integration test. And for the robustness test, we have used dynamic OLS and fully modified OLS techniques. These are the ARDL equations, and because of the time constraint, I'm leaving these equations unexplained. Then coming to the results, so we can here clearly found that only per capita income and pollution, which is the CO2 emissions, and inflation, which is consumer price index, are only integrated of order 0. That means they are stationary at level. However, all other variables are integrated of order 1. That means they are stationary after first difference. Since there is a mixed order of integration, we can't proceed with the normal regression analysis. Therefore, we have to go for the co-integration analysis. And in the co-integration, I mean ARDL co-integration test. Then for the diagnostic test, we come to know that the model is very reliable. There is no serial correlation, no heteroscedasticity, and the residuals follows a normal distribution. Moreover, all the independent variables we have taken are jointly statistically significant at the 1% level. Moreover, there is no structural instability because both the Kusum and Kusum square test or that the results are highly reliable. Then we come to the bound test result. That means whether there is a long run relationship among the dependent and the independent variables or not. So from the F statistics, which is 5.84, which is high, which is substantially increased from the critical upper bound value of ARDL, which is at 5%, which is 4.5. So we can say that there is a long run relationship or the co-integration exists between the dependent and independent variables. Now coming to the long run and short run analysis. So in the long run, what we find? Per capita income as expected increases the healthcare expenditure in India. Similarly, inflation, urbanization, education, pollution, all other variables, all the variables has increased education, healthcare expenditure in India. However, government spending, that means whenever government spends on healthcare expenditure, it has a negative impact on the healthcare expenditure by the public. And in the short run, except government expenditure, all other variables are statistically insignificant. Moreover, the unemployment, which is insignificant in the long run, it becomes significant in the short run. It implies that because of the unemployment, that means people have low income, they can't afford to spend more on the health side. And the R square is 0.74. That means the model is 75% better fitted to the original dependent variable. And since the Durbin version D is 2.3 and it is higher than the adjusted R square of 0.71, then there is no spurious regression in the model. Coming to the robustness check, that means FMOLS and DOLS result, it's yield exactly similar results. That means only healthcare expenditure is negative. All other variables are statistically significant and have a positive impact on the dependent variable, which is out-of-pocket expenditure, and unemployment is statistically insignificant. Now coming to the conclusion, the out-of-pocket expenditure in India, as we all know, is significantly influenced by the economic, demographic, social and environmental factors. So rising income, aging population, inflation, urbanization, education and pollution tend to increase the healthcare spending in India. And greater governmental expenditure helps reduce the financial burden of the household. So the long-term relationship confirmed through the ARDL, DOLS and FMOLS estimations as we have already shown in the result section. And what are the policy implications? The first policy implications is strengthened public healthcare financing. Because the more we spend on healthcare financing, that means opening up more hospitals, providing nurses, providing good doctors, opening up more hospitals or medical colleges, it will be a good point to reduce the out-of-pocket expenditure. Then expert financial protection. Expert financial protection means providing subsidies, providing policies like Janani Suraksha Yojana, Jan Dhan Bima Yojana, Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana. These are the government policies that can subsidize the out-of-pocket health expenditure of the individual so that they can spend more for their future. Then control health inflation, because we know that inflation is a disease. If it occurs in one place, it will spread across the country. That means if in healthcare sector, for example, there is huge demand for healthcare sector in India, we know. Therefore, the medicine prices keeps on rising year by year. So if we can't control it, then what will be the implications? The human capital become highly increased. The cost of human capital will highly increase. So automatically it will lead, it will affect other factors, and substantially it will again act as a petrol in the fire of inflation, healthcare inflation. So these are the policy implications: strengthen policy, public healthcare financing, expand financial protection, and control healthcare inflation. So that's all about from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Nice presentation on the PPT. Next, serial number 6, Dr. Jaspal Kaur. Dr. Jaspal Kaur, sir, Assistant Professor of Management, University of Punjab. Okay, next serial number 7, Aparajita, Research Scholar, Home Science, Government Girls College, Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, next serial number 8, Kiran Bala.
हाँ जी सर
Yes, Kiran Bala मैम, सहायक प्रोफेसर संस्कृत भगतपुर से महिला विश्वविद्यालय, हरियाणा, सोनीपत, हरियाणा से है. Yes, please start here. Only 5 minutes.
शुक्रिया सर. मेरा नाम किरण बाला है. मैं भगत फूल सिंह महिला विश्वविद्यालय खानपुर कला सोनीपत में अतिथि प्राध्यापिका के रूप में कार्यरत हूँ. आज का मेरा विषय योग, संगीत, स्वास्थ्य, संस्कृति, शिक्षा एवं विज्ञान, मानव जीवन के समग्र विकास का बहुआयामी अध्ययन, यह आज का विषय है. समय की न्यूनतमता को देखते हुए मैं अपना अब्स्ट्रैक्ट विषय को आपके सामने प्रस्तुत कर रही हूँ। मानव जीवन के सर्वांगीण विकास में योग, संगीत, स्वास्थ्य, संस्कृति, शिक्षा एवं विज्ञान की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका है। ये सभी क्षेत्र एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए हैं तथा व्यक्ति और समाज के निर्माण में समान रूप से योगदान देते हैं। योग शरीर, मन और आत्मा के संतुलन का माध्यम है, जबकि संगीत मानसिक शांति और भावनात्मक विकास में सहायक होता है। स्वास्थ्य व्यक्ति की कार्य क्षमता और जीवन की गुणवत्ता को निर्धारित करता है। संस्कृति समाज की पहचान तथा नैतिकता और नैतिक मूल्यों का आधार है। शिक्षा ज्ञान, कौशल और व्यक्तित्व विकास का प्रमुख साधन है तथा विज्ञान आधुनिक जीवन की आवश्यकताओं को पूरे करने वाला एक महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्र है। वर्तमान युग में इन सभी विषयों का समन्वय मानव जीवन को अधिक स्वस्थ, शिक्षित, संस्कारित और वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण से संपन्न बनाने में सहायक सिद्ध हो रहा है। प्रस्तुत शोध पत्र में इन 6 महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्रों के परस्पर संबंध, मानव जीवनों के योगदान का विस्तृत अध्ययन किया गया है। योग शब्द युज धातु और गंज प्रत्यय से मिलकर बना है, जिसका अर्थ है जोड़ना। योग का मुख्य उद्देश्य शरीर, मन और आत्मा का समन्वय स्थापित करना है। संगीत भारतीय संस्कृति की एक अमूल्य धरोहर है। यह केवल मनोरंजन का साधन नहीं बल्कि भावनाओं की अभिव्यक्ति का भी माध्यम है। भारतीय संगीत के 3 प्रमुख अंग माने गए हैं: गायन, वादन और नृत्य। संगीत मनुष्य के जीवन को प्रसन्नता, शांति और संतुलन प्रदान करता है। विभिन्न शोधों से यह सिद्ध हुआ है कि मधुर संगीत तनाव को कम करता है और मानसिक स्वास्थ्य को बेहतर बनाता है। योग और स्वास्थ्य का संबंध। विश्व स्वास्थ्य संगठन WHO के अनुसार स्वास्थ्य केवल रोगों की अनुपस्थिति नहीं बल्कि शारीरिक, मानसिक और सामाजिक कल्याण की पूर्ण अवस्था है। संगीत और स्वास्थ्य में जो संगीत चिकित्सा का महत्वपूर्ण स्थान है। संगीत के स्वास्थ्य संबंधी लाभ तनाव और चिंता को कम करते हैं। रक्तचाप नियंत्रित रहता है, नींद की गुणवत्ता बेहतर होती है, मानसिक शांति प्राप्त होती है। शिक्षा विकास का मूल आधार है। यह व्यक्ति को ज्ञान, कौशल और नैतिक मूल्यों से संपन्न बनाती है। शिक्षा के माध्यम से व्यक्ति अपनी क्षमताओं का विकास करता है और समाज में सकारात्मक योगदान देता है। विज्ञान की दृष्टि में योग। आधुनिक युग में योग के अनेक लाभों को प्रमाणित किया गया है। वैज्ञानिक शोधों के अनुसार योग मस्तिष्क की कार्य क्षमता बढ़ाता है, तनाव हार्मोन्स को कम करता है, प्रतिरक्षा प्रणाली को मजबूत करता है, हृदय रोगों को जोखिम से बचाता है। MRI और EEG जैसे आधुनिक उपकरणों द्वारा यह सिद्ध किया गया है कि नियमित ध्यान और योग मस्तिष्क में सकारात्मक परिवर्तन लाते हैं। योग, संगीत, स्वास्थ्य, संस्कृति, शिक्षा और विज्ञान मानव जीवन के 6 महत्वपूर्ण स्तंभ हैं। इनका संतुलित विकास व्यक्ति और समाज दोनों के लिए आवश्यक है। योग मानसिक और शारीरिक संतुलन प्रदान करता है। संगीत भावनात्मक विकास में सहायता करता है। स्वास्थ्य जीवन की गुणवत्ता को निर्धारित करता है। संस्कृति नैतिक मूल्यों का संरक्षण करती है। शिक्षा ज्ञान और व्यक्तित्व के विकास में महत्वपूर्ण योगदान देती है तथा विज्ञान आधुनिक जीवन को सुविधाजनक और प्रगतिशील बनाता है। वर्तमान समय में इन सभी क्षेत्रों के समन्वित विकास की आवश्यकता है, जिसे एक स्वस्थ, शिक्षित, संस्कारित और वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण से संपन्न समाज का निर्माण किया जा सके और यही मानव कल्याण और राष्ट्र निर्माण का सशक्त आधार है। यहीं पर मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, sir. Nice presentation. Next, serial number 9, Dr. Sudipta Mukherjee. Dr. Sudipta Mukherjee. Okay, next serial number 10, Ajit Kumar.
Yes, sir, I am here.
Yes, Ajit Kumar, sir, research scholar of political science, Munger University, Bihar.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
5 minutes.
Okay, sir. Actually, today topic is on yoga. or unit integrating yoga into rural health and community development creates a sustainable model for self-reliance, disease prevention, and grassroots empowerment. It shifts the focus from uh, focus from costly medical treatments to holistic low-cost self-healing, particularly in remote areas with limited access to Western healthcare. Yoga, organized in ancient India, and involves physical, mental, and spiritual practices aimed at controlling the mind and recognizing defect consciousness. There are many schools and types of yoga practices worldwide. Common yoga poses include triangle pose, Trikonasana, which strengthens the uh, hamstrings and hips, Korba pose, Bahu Yogasan, which opens the back and forward fold, uh, which stretches the entire back. Regular yoga practice has physical, mental, and spiritual benefits. Yoga history has many places of obstacle it and uncertainty due to its old transmission of sacred text and the secretive nature of its teachings. The early writings on yoga were uh, uh, yoga yoga were transcribed on triangle palm leaves that were easily damaged, destroyed, or lost. The development of yoga can be traced back to over 5,000 years ago, but some researchers think that yoga may be up to 10,000 years old. Yoga long rich history can be divided into four main periods of innovation, practice, and development. Then, question arises first: what is yoga? Yoga is basically a spiritual discipline which is based on an extremely subtle science that can construct on bringing harmony between mind and body. It is a science and an art of healthy and sound living. The word yoga is derived from the Sanskrit word yoga, signifying to to continue or to unite. Both yoga and Ayurveda are historically closely related and have developed uh, in old ages with each other since ancient times. Then, if you see benefits of yoga, yoga can help you an innumerable way as it empowers your body, mind, and soul to fight.
अजित कुमार सर, नॉट ऑडिबल सर. अजित सर, आपका प्रेजेंटेशन हो गया क्या?
Our generation to health
Okay,
disorders
okay, thank you.
essential of a school live should be the
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Nice presentation. Next serial number
okay.
11, Misra. Amit Misra. Amit Misra. Okay, next serial number 12, Neha Goel. Neha Goel.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
next
I'm
serial
here.
number
Sir,
13.
I'm here. Give me a second.
Yes,
Let
Neha
me
Goel,
share my
ma'am,
PPT.
research scholar of psychology, Sri Ramsrud University, India. Yes, it is start, ma'am. Only 5 minutes.
सर आपको एक्सेस देना होगा स्क्रीन शेयर करने का. आई एम नॉट एबल टू शेयर द स्क्रीन.
Already access, ma'am. Please try again.
ओके सर. यस सर. Good afternoon, respected chairperson, distinguished guests, fellow
मैम बेसिकली
researchers,
आपका कोई
educators,
ओपन
and
लिंक शो नहीं कर रहा. Yes, yes.
okay, sir.
No, मदर
Good
फाइल
afternoon,
ओपन. Please
good
check.
afternoon,
Please check.
respected chairperson. Sir, I hope it's visible.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, respected chairperson, distinguished guests, fellow researchers, educators, and participants. I am Neha Goel, a child psychologist and educator from Lucknow, and it's my pleasure to present my research on impact of parenting style on the mental health of adolescents. I would like to begin with a simple question. Have you ever noticed how two children facing the same challenge can respond in completely different ways? One child faces a setback, becomes anxious, and loses confidence. Another child faces the same setback, learns from it, and moves forward with resilience. Why does this happen? There can be many reasons, but one of the most powerful influence is the environment in which a child grows up, especially the way they are parented. As a child psychologist, I often interact with parents who ask questions such as, why is my child becoming anxious? Why doesn't my teenager talk to me anymore? Why does my child lack confidence despite having everything? While there is no single answer to these questions, I have repeatedly observed that the quality of the parent child relationship plays a significant role in shaping a child's emotional well being. The observation motivated me to conduct the present study. Adolescence is a critical stage of life. It is a period of rapid physical, emotional, social, and psychological change. During this time, young people are trying to understand who they are, why they belong, and how they fit into the world around them. Because adolescents are going through so many changes, they are especially sensitive to the influence of their family environment. Among all family factors, parenting style is one of the most important. Parenting style refers to overall way parents interact with their children, including the level of warmth, communication, guidance, expectations, and discipline they provide. Researchers have identified four major parenting styles. The first is authoritative parenting, where parents combine warmth and emotional support with clear expectations and guidance. The second is authoritarian parenting, which focus heavily on rules and discipline but often lacks emotional warmth. The third is permissive parenting, where parents are warm and loving but provide very few boundaries or expectations. The fourth is neglectful parenting, where both emotional involvement and guidance are limited. With increasing concerns about adolescents' stress, anxiety, depression, and emotional difficulties, I wanted to understand how these parenting styles affect mental health. Therefore, the objective of my study was first to examine the relationship between parenting style and adolescent mental health. Second, to compare mental health outcomes among adolescents experiencing different parenting styles. And third, to explore whether boys and girls differ significantly in their mental health outcomes. For this study, I selected 80 adolescents between the age of 14 and 18 years from different schools in Lucknow. The sample consisted of 40 boys and 40 girls. A parenting style questionnaire was used to identify the parenting style experienced by each adolescent, and a standardized mental health inventory was used to assess their mental health status. The collected data were analyzed using mean standard deviation and independent sample t-test. Now, I would like to share the most important findings of the study. The results revealed a very clear pattern. Adolescents experiencing authoritative parenting obtained the highest mental health scores among all four groups. On the other hand, adolescents experiencing neglectful parenting obtained the lowest mental health scores. The difference between these groups was substantial. What this tells us in the parenting style is not simply a background factor in a child's life, it is a powerful influence that can significantly shape emotional well-being. Another important finding was there was no significant difference between boys and girls in terms of mental health scores. This suggests that positive and negative parenting practices affect both genders in similar ways. When we compared adolescents experiencing authoritative parenting with those experiencing all other parenting style combined, the different ways statistically significant. This finding strongly support the idea that adolescents benefit most when parents provide both emotional warmth and appropriate structure. In simple words, child need two things. They need to feel loved and they need guidance. When either of these is missing, emotional difficulties are more likely to emerge. The finding of this study support decades of psychological research. Authoritative parenting creates an environment where children feel heard, supported, respected, and guided. Such children are more likely to develop self-confidence, emotional stability, healthy coping skills, and positive mental health. In contrast, neglectful parenting deprives children of both emotional connection and guidance. As a result, adolescents may struggle with feelings of loneliness, insecurity, and emotional distress. Authoritative parenting, although structure, may create emotional distance because children often feel controlled rather than understood. Permissive parenting provides emotional warmth but may not equip adolescents with the self discipline and boundaries necessary for healthy development. As both an educator and a psychologist, I believe the practical implications of these findings are extremely important. Parents need to understand that effective parenting is not about being strict all the time, nor is it about giving unlimited freedom. The healthiest outcome occur when parents balance warmth with guidance. School can also play an important role by organizing parenting workshops, awareness program, and family engagement initiatives. Mental health mental health professionals and counselors should consider family dynamics while supporting adolescents experiencing emotional difficulties. To conclude, the most important message from this study is that adolescents' mental health does not begin in the counseling room, it begins at home. Every conversation, every boundary, every act of support, and every moment of emotional connection contributes to a child's psychological development. If we want, if we want emotionally healthy adolescents, we must also support healthy parenting. In many ways, strengthening parenting may be one of the most effective mental health interventions available to society. I would like to end with a thought. Children may forget many of the things we say to them, but they rarely forget how we make them feel. The emotional climate created by parents today become the foundation of the adults their children will become the tomorrow. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Nice presentation. Next serial number 13, Vidita Pandey. Vidita Pandey, Dr. Vandana Sharma. Next serial number 14, Dr. Luna Paul. Dr. Luna Paul. Dr. Luna Paul. Okay, next. Okay, Dr. Luna Paul. Okay, if any want to presentation, यदि आज जिनका सीरियल नंबर 1 से 15 में था अगर वह अपना प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं किया तो अपना प्रेजेंटेशन दे सकते हैं. हेलो डॉक्टर जसपाल कौर सीरियल नंबर 6.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. Present here.
Yes. Dr. Jaspal Kaur, Assistant Professor of Management from Ludhiana, Punjab से हैं. Please start, ma'am. Only 5 minutes.
जी सर. Very good afternoon to all of you. Today, I'm discuss about impact of AI tools on learning outcomes in higher education. An empirical evidence-based study examining how ChatGPT, Gemini, and AI-based learning platforms shape academic performance, student engagement, critical thinking, and self-directed learning across higher education institutions. Research from 2023 to 26 consistently demonstrate AI positive impact on higher education through concerns about integrity and overreliance persist. According to various authors, um, Growing scholar on AI in education, critical gaps mean underdressed, particularly within the Indian higher education. This research addressed the gap by conducting a comparative multi-tool empirical analysis across 250 students from diverse disciplines, generating actionable evidence-based insight for Indian institutions. Study objectives, learning outcomes, and engagement, and self-directed learning and cognitions. Research methodology according a quantitative, descriptive, and exploratory design with employed to measure students' perception and experience with AI-assisted learning through rigorous statistical analysis. Sample size and population 250 students for graduate, postgraduate, and doctoral programs across management, engineer, engineering, computer science, commerce, and humanities selected by convenience sampling. Statistical techniques used in this analysis, um, mean, standard deviation, Cronbach alpha, Pearson correlation, multiple regression, t-test, and one-way ANOVA 2. I have finally conclusion.
Ma'am, not audible. Jaspal ma'am. Yes, Jaspal ma'am. Yes. Jaspal Kaur ma'am. They're not audible ma'am. Okay, thank you very much ma'am. Nice presentation. Next, Aparajita. Aparajita, serial number 7. Serial number 9, Sudipta Mukherjee. Okay, serial number 11, Amit Mishra. Serial number 13, Vinita Pandey, Dr. Vandana Sharma. Vinita Pandey, Dr. Vandana Sharma. Dr. Runa Paul. Aparajita Sate. Aparajita. Okay, thank you very much. अभी हम अपने सत्र को समापन की ओर करते हैं। आज का जो हमारा प्रेजेंटेशन था सीरियल नंबर 1 से 15 था, उनमें से अच्छे सभी ने प्रेजेंटेशन किया है। कुछ लोग जुड़ नहीं पाए तो हम कल भी चांस देंगे। ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। ऑल प्रेजेंटर्स, आप सभी का प्रेजेंटेशन था, इसमें भी हमने फर्स्ट सेकेंड थर्ड जो अवार्ड का डिसाइड किया था वो हम कल समापन सत्र में दोनों दिन का अनाउंस करेंगे। इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में आप सभी जुड़े, इसके लिए मैं आप सभी का आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ और धन्यवाद करता हूँ कि आप सभी हमसे जुड़े। आप सभी का सोशल साइंस एंड मैनेजमेंट वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन, सेल इंटरनेशनल and Social Studies Teachers Forum Indonesia and Global Forum for Peace and Development and Bliss Education Center Indonesia ये कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज किया था, उसमें आप सभी जुड़े, उसके लिए मैं संस्था की तरफ से आप सभी का आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ और यह सत्र हम यहीं पे समाप्त करते हैं। आज का हमारा जो प्रेजेंटेशन थे तो कम थे, इसलिए ऐसा जल्दी समाप्त हो रहा है। कल भी हमारे 2 सत्र चलने वाले हैं, जिसमें फर्स्ट सेशन गेस्ट लेक्चर रहेगा जो हमारा 12 से 1:30 बजे तक रहेगा और सेकंड सेट पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन रहेंगे। तो कल आप सभी हमसे पुनः 12 बजे जुड़े। ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। यह सत्र हम यहीं पे समाप्त करते हैं। थैंक यू ऑल स्पीकर्स एंड पार्टिसिपेंट। आज के जो हमारे स्पीकर थे बहुत अच्छे, सभी का लेक्चर था जिसको आप सभी ने सुना है। आप सभी को रिसर्च करवाए काम करेगा। ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। यह सत्र हम यहीं पे समाप्त करते हैं। आप सभी कल हमसे पुनः 12 बजे जुड़े। थैंक यू वेरी मच। एंड दिस सेशन आप सभी लेफ्ट हो सकते हैं।
थैंक यू
अभी
सर।
हम एक न्यू अपडेट लिस्ट भेजने वाले हैं। जिनका भी लिस्ट में नाम नहीं था तो अभी उनका नाम आ जाएगा न्यू लिस्ट में। अगर किसी ने मेल पे अपना डिटेल नहीं भेजा है तो अपना डिटेल भेज सकते हैं। अभी हम 4 बजे तक न्यू लिस्ट भेजने वाले हैं, उसमें आप सभी का नाम आ जाएगा। और कल के जो प्रेजेंटेशन है सभी अपना रेडी कर, जिनके पास पीपीटी है वो अपना पीपीटी भी हमारे मेल पे भेज सकते हैं। ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। एंड दिस सेशन।
थैंक यू सर।